Certainly the best.
House of Favor International Church.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
Hello and welcome to WIC Women in Conversation. It's a table where women sit and discuss things that are pertaining women, but not just the women. Anyways, we talk about men because without men we can have the women, and without the women we can have the men. So there must be discussion going around both women and men, and of course the children too. We'll also talk about the children, but we made it just a women affair so we can be free to talk about us really. Anyway, welcome to today's episode of WIC. I am Patricia Urim Gabriels. And with me today to discuss some of the things we'll be talking about, I have to my left, Ayo Alibalugu. Ayo Alibalugu, you're welcome to the program. She's a consultant. Don't let me forget that aspect of her. She's a consultant. Welcome to this program.
Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you. And to my right, I have Princess Edith Madejemon. Princess Edith is the CEO of Fredet Gold Collections. Okay, so she's the one that beautifies us. Anyway, let me put it that way. So she makes everything that we wear happen, and she makes us look this good. Edith, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And then to my far left, I have Mercy Emmanuel. Mercy Emmanuel is a nurse and a senior nurse at that. Mercy has been the one telling us what to eat and what not to eat, what to drink and what not to drink. We remember the Christmas episode where she was telling us we shouldn't take a lot of soda and all that. Carbonated drinks. And she told us to stick on water, which wasn't really nice for me. Mercy, you're welcome to the
Thank you.
Okay, so let's start off with what we're going to be talking on today. We're going to be talking on Mother's Day. Mother's Day was celebrated just last week. It was a few days ago. Yes, a few days ago. Yes, maybe I should say it out here. I got a bouquet of money from my daughter.
Wow.
And of course the men were so angry in the house. They were like, what's going on? Every day people are celebrating Mother's Day. That's why we want to talk about it today. Let me start with you, Ayo. A lot of people say we're always celebrating Mother's Day. In fact, some men say Mother's Day, are they the only ones in the world? They are celebrating them every time because we just did the International Women's Day in March 8th.
Yes.
And then a few days after is Mother's Day.
March 15th.
Yes, I remember that March 8th, my son also woke up and said, Mommy, what do you want? I want to order for you. It's International Women's Day. And I was like, thank you. And he did order me something. And then a few days after, I'm being celebrated again. So the men are not upset. They're not angry, but they're asking questions. Why is it that the women are more celebrated than the men?
Well, it's a function of perception as far as I see it. Let's just say that the month of March is a month dedicated to
women.
Celebrating women largely. And not just women. Now let's narrow it down to Mother's Day. There could be a man who doubles as a father and a mother, who nurtures the son, the daughter. Such men too are recognized on Mother's Day.
Sure.
As a single mother, my daughter makes it a point of duty to celebrate me on Father's Day.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
And celebrate every man who has contributed positively
to her life
and made an impact to her life.
Yeah.
So I also take out time to celebrate the men who also pull that by virtue of maybe being divorced and they're taking care of their children or the widowed. So it's mothering is just another word for nurturing. It is not a clash or the fight of the sexes, to be honest.
Gender.
So when some men, trivialize it, every day should be used to celebrate the people you love.
That's right.
That's my point.
That's your point. Okay, for Edith, men also have Father's Day.
Yeah.
Okay. But they are still insisting that the Father's Day is not worldly recognized the way Mother's Day is being recognized, and they don't celebrate them the way mothers are being celebrated. What's your take on that?
As far as thank you for that. As far as I'm concerned, I think I know there is day set aside for International Father's Day, just as we have International Mother's Day. But fortunately for women, we have the next week, which is 15th of the same March, is the Mother's Day.
True.
So it's like a double celebration for women. Why she said the month of March is set aside to celebrate the womanhood, the mothers. Okay, now, why are men not comfortable with just one celebration in a month? You understand? In a year. It's you give woman one egg, she will triple it. Whatever you give to the woman, she will multiply it times 10. So you give us International Women's Day, you give us Mother's Day, we elaborate it. They can't elaborate theirs. It's not our fault.
Oh my God, princess! That's a good one.
It's not our fault. We elaborate it. We celebrate ourselves, even if we don't have anybody to celebrate us. I trust my women. We learn to celebrate ourselves.
Yes, we have learned that.
We have learned before. Over the years, we look for people that will celebrate us.
Exactly.
We wallow in the pain and wallow in pity, self-pity, looking for who to celebrate us. I just give it to my women. These days, we have worn the garment of celebration. Whether it's our birthdays, whether it's Mother's Day, whether International Women's Day, we are celebrating ourselves. I think I will tell the men, also learn to celebrate yourself.
They should loud it.
They should amplify it. If you can amplify it,
They should amplify
not it to obvious. That's it.
Mercy. Okay, so the men says that their celebration is not as elaborate as the Women's Day celebration, just like Edith said. They said they complained also that even though they have their own special day, the children don't celebrate them the way they celebrate their moms.
I don't agree.
But that's what they're complaining
Now,
about.
the truth is, it's only the myopic minded that will say that when it comes to the men. Every man that realizes the importance of a woman would not say that. A woman, just as Edith said, a woman is a procreator. Whatever you give to a woman, the man only goes out there, I want to get the money, take care of the home. They think that whatever it is they've gone out to fetch is enough to sort out everything. But no. I used to get angry with this man that sang this, to be a man is not a day's job. I'm like, what do you guys bring to the table? When a woman is asked that question and you don't know what to answer, it's because you do not know who you are. Do you understand? A woman should be celebrated every second because a woman is seated here. She's washing, she's cooking, she's thinking of the next thing to do. I mean, in few seconds, a woman is a multitasker.
So you think the men don't multitask?
No, they don't.
No.
Really?
That is the way we are wired.
Just a few.
And if you watch some skit makers, you will see them when a woman just decides, okay, let me go out, you take care of the home, clean the house, take care of the kids and all that. You see that by the time the child cries once, Daddy, I'm hungry, the other one comes, Daddy, I want to cook, the other one comes, Daddy, I want to do this, Daddy, like, hey, let your mother come and take care. So why a child or people around understand the importance of women or mothers? Because we put in a lot. They put in little, whether we like it or not, they put in little and expect so much. But we, funny enough, we put in a lot. And funny enough, we also
get it clear. Because Ayo said something about some people could be widowers, some men could have been divorced,
Very few
and they
of them.
take care of the children,
Yes.
like the women
Some
do.
do.
So what extra do you think the women put?
Wow. Okay. Now, there are many women that are not just full housewives. I give it to those that are full housewives because the tax in the house is
It's
overwhelming. Because the men go out and when they are back, I posted something some days back on my WhatsApp status and a woman that was breastfeeding and sleeping. Now she is sleeping and the child is just not comfortable. Probably this woman is probably a full housewife, let us assume. She cleans the house, she takes care of the kids. Probably she took the kids to school. She takes care of that man that just wakes up in the morning, takes his bath and just runs off to work. And she stays back in the house to care for the kids when they are back and to also care for the family. So the woman puts a whole lot. This man just goes out, gets to work, and he's back.
But they tell you they bring the money.
Money.
Yours is just to
So
take
the
care of
women
the
also bring the money.
You know, for me, to be honest, I don't like to do the war of the sexes. I don't. I like fairness and balance.
All right.
But life is not like that generally.
Sure.
So in each household, you determine how you want to structure or how you move. You know, so when you have the woman, she's doing house chores and everything, nothing stops the man from helping out.
Now, the money wouldn't.
Now,
I am the head.
so because I am not in their home, I can't say. You understand? These days, we look at things from the periphery and we reach a lot of conclusions. Until you walk in that person's shoes.
yeah.
Before you understand.
So for a man that goes out to bring the money, he's done a lot. Let's assume this man wakes up lives in the Ikeja and walks
on the island for work. Yes, yeah.
And you know, wakes up at 4:30 or 5, says his prayers, leaves the house by 6, has to get to by 6 o'clock on 3rd Mainland Bridge. There's traffic.
There's traffic.
Back to
By
back.
5:30.
Exactly.
So the guy gets to work at 7:30, goes through all the work, process, the office politics, the stress, the disappointment, the joys, the wins, comes back home. At least he's sure that he'll meet a warm house, a house where there's food, love, and all of these things is also premised on their relationship. The children, now the world might decide to celebrate the man only once a year. You as a wife or as a girlfriend, as a partner, is your decision how often
You want to celebrate him. Yeah.
For
appreciate
me,
him for
and
his
appreciate
efforts.
him. For me, whether my husband or my boyfriend or my son or my children or my relatives, my co-workers, I have seen that nobody knows, tomorrow. So therefore, I'm going to celebrate you as much as I can at every point that I have.
Okay, Ayo, let's look at celebration from your own angle. You want to celebrate them as much as you can. How do you want to celebrate, or what do you mean by celebrating them?
Okay.
Because these men are complaining that when his mother, like I just said, I got a bouquet of money from my daughter. I don't know. I'm just saying here, I don't know what my daughter would do. But I don't think she would want to, give a bouquet of money to his dad. Because, to her dad. Because she might be thinking he has enough. Yeah, but I don't know if you understand. But we mothers, the moment I saw the bouquet of money,
it all boils down.
I was like, woo!
It all boils down. Thank you. It all boils down.
Relationship that has been created.
Thank you.
Between either the man and the people around him.
And the children.
I want to broaden it to the people around him. Trust me, if that man fits in to be celebrated,
Every
he
day.
needs not to blow a trumpet. It will just come naturally. So
Okay, so for me,
You asked me a question.
yes, I asked you a question. Please go ahead.
So you said, how would the man be celebrated?
okay.
So a lot of time we're expecting grandiose gesture. Well, so let's assume I live with this awesome man and he comes in. He's not even my brother. He's not even my boyfriend or something. Well, let's say we're just co-tenants in the house. You give him a warm meal. The way, the utensils with which you present it, you're not doing the regular, okay, so today, you understand, you do, after setting the table, you now put his face, what's this one? I'm celebrating you now.
in an unusual way.
In an unusual, something creative, innovative. Your brother, your husband, your father gets back from work. Let's say, Daddy, bring your feet. Let me massage you. You know you're a king. The
When you
words.
do that too, we begin to look at you with the bombastic side eyes.
Having in mind that
Let me hear
There is something behind this.
asking-
Because men already have this mindset that
Mentality.
for you to give me a special treat,
Mercy, you use the term myopic.
yes,
I love that. And that seals it for me. So even if you're dealing with a myopic man, you did it the first day, second day, third day, not day, but first time, second time, without asking anything. The person gets to understand. And then you also teach the person, if the person is myopic, not to think that replicates it. Oga, when I celebrate, you might go.
See, you guys are not seeing it from my own perspective.
Okay, please, what's your perspective?
Yeah, you know you're always on the war zone.
Our perspectives are usually different. So let's hear from
I beg to differ. So the thing is this: we celebrate the present fathers every time, just as we celebrate the present mothers. What of the absentee fathers? Are they also expected to be celebrated?
exactly.
And these are the men that you hear out there, or you see out there complaining that my children are not celebrating me, nobody's celebrating me.
No.
When you have hold on please. When you have not built any bonding between you and your children and your relations, it is the bonding, it is the seed that you sow that will germinate.
Let me come in there.
Are you
Why I
getting
want
it?
to come in there is these complaints from men, why I decided to choose this topic, are fathers that are present with the children. They are saying on Mother's Day, the children go all out to at least get a gift for
Because
the
the
mom.
mothers
But for
sacrifice.
them, someone told me.
Yes, do sacrifice.
Someone told me and said, for him, the children will just come, oh, Daddy, happy Father's Day. And everybody's up.
That is for
That the children go far to get gifts with the mother. That during the year, for the small children, you see them putting monies together and say, Mother's Day is coming. Mother's Day is coming. We'll buy present for mommy. So that is their argument. That's their not anger.
that is for one person in particular. That's not for general.
Does he
general
want
men. Are you
material
getting it?
gift or emotional gift?
Good.
Something happened this last, so American Father's Day was Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, yeah.
So on that Valentine's Day, a friend came to see me. And so whilst we were together, his son in America sent him a message, about 13 years old. And, sends, so something, happy Father's Day, I love you, Daddy. I love
Happy
you.
Valentine's Day.
The guy just went, don't tell me you love me. How can you tell me? Don't. I was like, hold on a second. Your son told you he loves you. That should not be a problem. This guy,
He has never felt love. He has never seen love.
no. So, he said, well, if it's, I said, no. Now that brings it down to few years down the line. I said, don't train this boy not to be able to express emotion.
Yes.
This is you, his father.
Yeah.
He's saying that I love you, Daddy. It was like, if he was just there to hug him and everything, that would have just been okay. And I said to him, now, if this was close up years down the line, you begin to complain.
Yeah.
So what do we do?
This is exactly the point I made, that you're expecting from what you've not built.
I just said you can't
There
repay
is no, if there is a relationship, or if there was a relationship, I don't think he'll be overwhelmed by Daddy, I love
Yeah,
you.
because he has already laid
He was
that
shocked
foundation.
about it. But this boy, trust me, for that boy to send that message, this is what he has been nurturing
in his
inside
heart.
of him.
You know,
And this is
that's
what
what
he
I'm
wants.
saying.
Probably he has seen his friends exhibit that, and I want to do this with my dad.
And he's understanding
that is not
Valentine's Day.
it's to your loved ones.
It's your love. So
Exactly.
I now had to coach him that Valentine's Day. So whilst he was there, my daughter sent me this beautiful cake, very cute and everything. My daughter is not gay.
Exactly.
You understand? So he was like, it's okay if I get no.
You see how they reach. And this is why we celebrate her.
He said, why is this on Valentine's Day? He said, why?
You can search on your
I'm telling you, I'm gonna send him this clip so he knows that I spoke about it. See you,
On the
Dele.
long-
Ah, wow.
On the long run, it's also good to celebrate our father.
It is. My
Yes.
dad was an
Okay,
amazing
Men
guy.
also
so-
deserve to be celebrated.
Oh, yes, my dad was an
because
amazing
most
guy.
often they don't get gifts. To be frank,
That's what
most
they
often
are
they don't get
complaining
gifts
about.
either from their partner, from their children, or from
And
their
then even
colleague.
if they
You
give
know,
this,
some
So
of
then
them-
the wives, the partner, it's good
No,
to also celebrate them.
Yeah.
The
If you
partners
have
should
a
learn
father
to
alive,
train
you
them.
have an uncle alive, you have a
Yes.
good support system, you have a destiny helper.
That
It
is a
doesn't-
male,
That is a
yes.
male. Go out there to celebrate them. Look out for their big day, for their anniversary, celebrate them. And if you don't know any of this, their big day, anytime,
questions.
any day, please celebrate every good man in
That's
your life.
it. That's it.
Okay, we're going to go for a short break, and when we come back, we're going to continue this conversation. Ayo just did a shout out to Dele. We would like to have the Dele in the studio, even though we don't accommodate men, but we would like to have him and see him when he was in.
Dele, I just feel like this is for you. They're coming on the show.
Let's go on a short break. We'll be right back. Please sit.
Okay.
Okay, welcome back. It's still Women in Conversation, WIC in short. We were talking about Mother's Day, and the continuation of the Mother's Day conversation has just begun. So Edith was saying something about celebrating men at all times. So I was going to come into talking about you celebrate the real men,
Yeah.
not just the men
Exactly.
that fathered
Essential.
a child. You know,
Yeah.
You mean
some
sperm
men-
donor?
Exactly. Thank you.
Oh, God. Let's say it the way it is. Let's say it the way it is.
Celebrate
The
the real
present
men.
daddies.
Let's look at Tonto Dike
Okay.
as a case study here today.
All right.
Tonto calls herself
King.
King Tonto.
Yes.
And why did she do that? Because she said, okay, she stepped into the shoes of
The shoes
the
of
father.
the father
and
and the mother.
Do you think it was right for her to have done that? I don't think Churchill decided not to take care of her son. It was her decision as at the time of breakup to take the child.
Can
And
I come
yes,
in there?
please come in there.
She has the right to be addressed whichever way she chooses to be addressed. She gave herself the name, and we don't have any reason not to accept it. We all have a way of celebrating ourselves. There are some things you are very good at in doing, and you have a way of, praising yourself. That is the way she feel like she should praise herself in that position that she has assumed as a father and a mother. You understand? She was doing a lot at a time. I understand you said it's not that the father of the child
Yeah.
didn't
As
want
at the time, yes.
to step in as a father to play his role. She blocked that angle, and she owned up to it. She has her reason, and she's entitled to her reasons. So if she decides to be called a King Toto, I think that's her decision. It fits her, it suits her, she likes it. We don't have any reason to query her. Why do you want to be called King Toto? That is who she choose to be. And every other woman out there, we have some super single mothers. They also have a way of, celebrating themselves or praising themselves. You can see here a woman that will say, 3 in 1, I'm a superwoman. Are you getting it? Superwoman. How do Yoruba say it? Obirimenta. Yeah, that's some super women that also
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, that's what they call it. That's some women that has also stepped in as a father and a mother at the same time. You have some single women that are she just trained one, but she's training one child. There are some single parents, single mothers that are training 3 children, 4. I know a single mother that single-handedly raised 3 grown-up graduates. What do you call that lady? If she choose to say, today I'm King Deborah, what will you call her? You say
Or
you are
decides to call herself Odogu.
Odogu. And
Not
you say,
Odogures.
yeah, Odogu. Okay.
There must have been a reason.
Thank you. If she choose to say, okay, today I'm the Odogres or I'm the Odogu, I'm Odogu Deborah, you say I'm not fit to be called Odogu Princess. I am Odogu Princess.
Okay.
Because I've been through some rough part and I survived it.
Odogu Princess. It's nice to have you on set today. Let's hear from you on Tonto Dike's issues.
All right. The thing is, due to what I have been through in life, I am not quick to judge in people.
Thank you.
Truth be told, if we look deep, there must have been a reason why she gave herself that title. Honestly, let's be blunt. Some people call me a feminist, but I just like being honest. No woman will tell you, don't partake in the upbringing of your child. It's a heavy load. I'm talking from experience. No woman will do that. If you want to, as a man, you know your responsibility as a man or as a father, not as a donor. I don't want to go raw, just as you said. Not as a donor. You know, this is my father role in the life of this child or these children.
Fatherly role.
You shouldn't be begged to do your fatherly role. And when it comes to a point where a woman tells the world she is the king, she took over everything, there must have been a
Speak volume.
smoke. There's a fire under.
Speak
Take
volume.
it. Sweetie, what's your take on it? What's your take on Tonto DK?
I don't know much about her story.
Okay.
I don't like to judge what I don't know.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So, if she chooses to be king, is it because she's nurturing her child that makes her a king? It could be she's trying to say she's a boss lady in the Nollywood industry as well. So, it might not just be in reference to her bringing up her child.
Well, that's what she said.
That's what
It's
she
in
said.
reference of bringing up the child
Right,
by
so-
herself. Yeah.
So, bringing up a child.
At some point, she started wearing male clothes.
Yes.
When she's going, when the
There
child
was
is
one
doing
of the
it out,
Father's Day. She
Yes,
came as
yes.
when the
yes.
child has entire sports, anything to do in school, they need parents. She will dress with
As a man.
Yeah,
As a
that
man.
shiki should go. And Father's Day, she'll celebrate herself. You see it boils down to how we celebrate ourselves. She celebrates herself on Mother's Day. She celebrates herself on Father's Day. And this boy is still a little, he just clocked 10. So she does the celebration herself. How many men will come out to celebrate themselves?
So I like the fact that she's doing all of that, wearing the pants and everything. Yeah, some of us can be a bit dramatic.
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
And
that's
then
it.
some of
She
us
is.
are really like, you know what? I roll up my sleeves, hands on deck, boom. For the records, I had my child at 18 and a half. Single mother. My daughter today is 32 years old in June. And I give all praises to God Almighty because she went to some of the best schools, from Vivian Fowler to studying abroad, Bristol University, Loughborough University, MBA certification, and all by myself. Now, should I now start wearing, blazers and everything too? No. But because that child from babyhood
Seen that you've
has
been
seen
there.
the
all
father and all of that, I said to you before now that my daughter would celebrate me on Father's Day.
Are you going to fault her for that?
so
She choose to.
You
Because
understand?
you deserve it.
Yeah, so I don't think that women should be overtly dramatic about certain things. In Yoruba, we say this: what you can change, you accept. What you can change. If that is the reality on ground for you, am I going to love myself less? I moved on. But the day I had my child, I made up my mind and I looked at my child and I said, this is meant to be a mess. But you know what? She is going to be a message.
Yeah, I like
And
that.
my daughter has turned out to be a message. I think you should celebrate the people around you. What you give, you get. Love goes around.
Only really be celebrated, you have to create that relationship.
Learn to celebrate the people around you. Learn to celebrate your wife. And learn to celebrate every of your little ones.
And so, my pretty women here have just left a message for the men. If you want to be celebrated, learn how to celebrate the people around you and celebrate yourself. You get what you give. I'm Patricia Uremu Gabriels.
ITV, certainly the best.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
This is a Kombi dance, a traditional graceful dance with the Efik and the Ibibio people of Cross River and Akwa Ibom state of Nigeria. It originated from coastal fishing communities. This dance is unique and colorful to the eyes as it mimics ocean waves and tides, featuring fluid hand movements and waist sways. The performer wears colorful attires, symbolizing femininity, beauty, and colorful heritage. The dance is inspired by the swing of fishermen in their canoes. Historically, the dance is rooted in Ndem water spirit or deity. A kombi is a dance performed to honor spirits and associated with the sea. This dance is performed at weddings, festivals, and royal ceremonies to showcase the beauty and grace of women. The dancers wear colorful traditional outfits, often featuring blouses, wrappers, skirts, and significant bead decorations on their headpieces.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
Ugeni Madonna, Imazedion, Overo, Ovesniagbe, Manazo, or Ugeni Madonna.
You will have to serve the community for 30 years before you come to this stage. They will ordain you ordain title. Then by then you are one of the elder.
This year now, we don't read the year, so that's why we can do this year.
Historically, joining the Elders' Council, an individual must have reached a certain age and must have made significant contributions to the community through leadership, service, or other meaningful ways. There was jubilation in the community as sons and daughters of Okada, both at home and in the diaspora, trooped out to be part of the ceremony with various homes of the initiates agog with festivities. Friends and well-wishers of those initiated into the Elders' Council jubilated at the Ogwedion after performing all traditional rites. The elders, known as Edion, in company with their loved ones, danced to their various homes where guests and family members were entertained.
ITV, certainly the best.
gentlemen, what we are seeing on the stage is the Toro Cultural Princess event. On the other side, we have the Gymnastic Boys. Gymnastic Boys, you don't know what we want to do now. We are bringing upstairs. We are on the first floor. We don't know what we are going to do on the second floor. This is the Toro Cultural Always.
ITV, certainly the best. This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
Good morning, tech lovers. Yes, you're tuning into Tech Today, that one program where we discuss everything, anything technology, where we'll break it down to you in simple terms and we'll let you understand what we're talking about when it comes to the world of technology. Yes, my name is Momo Lawal. You can call me Mr. Kankan and you'll be correct. Today, we'll be diving into something that is changing the way we live, the way we work, and the way we learn. We talk about it every day. It's called AI chatbots, artificial intelligence chatbots. Yes, from the popular ChatGPT to Google Gemini to several other chatbots that we have out there. These smart assistants are helping Gen Zs, they're helping the millennials, they're helping everybody to create content, helping them to, small businesses run efficiently and also making everyday life easier. But now the question goes, are they really helping the future or is this just a hype? Well, we're going to explore this today, and I have a guest today. Is a tech, I want to call him a tech guru, but then he's a back-end engineer, Alex Uche. Welcome to the program, brother.
Thank you for having me, Momo.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thank you for joining us in the program. So, Alex, we're going to talk about this artificial intelligence chatbots, and but before we go into that, we're going to, talk about what is happening in the world of tech. We're going to share what we call the tech updates from the global perspective to what is happening here in Nigeria. Stay tuned for the next segment, which is called Tech Updates. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back to the program. Yes, it's still Tech Today. And going straight into the Tech Update segment, we have first globally that robots are now smarter at working with humans. That's what Fujitsu is saying. So Fujitsu has introduced a new technology that allows robots to understand and predict human movements when working in the same space. So what this just simply means now, before now, we all know robots just follow instructions. But with this new system, robots can now sense what a human worker is about to do and adjust their actions, like it's slowing down or if the person is moving, aside. So why this is important for us to know is that with this new technology, it makes the workplace safer. You don't see robots walking into a wall or just, going because you say move, it just moves. It now knows when to stop and not when to keep going. It reduces accidents in factories and in industries. This also shows that robots are being designed now to assist humans and not to replace them, for popular opinion. And also this means that this future of work is a collaboration and not competition. Alex, this tech update about robots, we all know what robots are before, and now we're having them now doing things like assisting their, and not just following instructions, but now becoming an assistant. What do you think about this update, brother?
For me, I think it's amazing.
Okay.
The fact you have somebody who understands you, a bot who understands you, who can even think for you. So it's amazing. It's a good one where
it's a good one.
It makes you active. It gives you insights. It lets you know what's happening, what's going to happen, and what has happened. All this together, sourcing out these informations, and you have it at your fingertips. It's amazing.
Thereby making life easier. All right. Next on the tech updates, we have global experts are warning about AI, that is artificial intelligence, becoming too powerful. So over 800 experts, tech leaders and public figures worldwide are calling for a pause on developing artificial intelligence systems that could surpass human intelligence. So what is happening right now is that AI is getting smarter very, very fast. I believe you all know, because sometimes before you think something is already even acting in that way, it even has sarcasm and all of that. Before people say AI could not have emotions, but now you'll be talking to your chatbot and it's even saying, come on, you're funny. And it's giving you all those emotions and you think you're interacting with a real human being. So experts now fear that if it becomes too powerful without proper rules, humans may struggle to control how it is being used. So AI already is affecting some jobs, and then social media, and you see some fake news flying around, and it's even affecting decision making. So what those 800 plus experts are saying is without regulation, proper regulation, it could be abused, and governments are being urged to act early. Alex, I think this is a wake-up call for governments and people around that use AI. So this update is a valid one, and it's a good one.
It is, and it's here to stay for us to actually regulate the AI, know what it's about, and then make sure it doesn't go overboard.
Yes,
it's a good one.
Imagine AI. I think I watched a episode on a series one time when you see the name of the series is Love, Death and Robots. Okay? So this AI chatbot now started overdoing the work. It was supposed to be a cleaner, a vacuum cleaner, but now it now started being a smart vacuum cleaner and now started purging the house and purging the owner. So without regulations, we don't know where AI is going to go. So the message is very simple. AI progress must go hand in hand with safety and responsibility. Lastly, on the global tech updates, we have that McDonald's is using artificial intelligence to run its supply chain. So McDonald's has developed AI, artificial intelligence, to manage how food and supply move across its global outlets. So AI now helps McDonald's predict how much food customer will need, where it is needed, and when, so they don't overstock or run out. So this is something we should care about, and it's an update that we should know, because now it means that we'll have less food waste and faster services and lower costs, which can even help to stabilize prices. What do you imagine this, Alex, being brought into Nigeria here, and you see our food out? It seems you like food very well.
Exactly, my point. You know, if this is being brought to Nigeria space, you know, it will cut down a lot of wasteful resources.
I agree, bro.
Where you get to know how much it's being. But for example, you have to employ an accountant who has to know how much you need to manage. But with this sort of AI, it gives you everything. You need this amount for today. We use X amount tomorrow. And then it's all wrapped up.
And people don't need to, there's no food wastage anymore.
Exactly. Cost of labor, so many things.
It's cut out.
It's cut out.
AI is really helping the world. Now, going local now, the tech updates happening here in Nigeria. First, we have Nigeria's approved satellite internet companies. So Nigeria has approved satellite license for companies like Amazon's Project Cooper to provide internet services. So what this simply means is that instead of relying only on cable, that's fiber cables, optical cables and all of that, or network masts, internet can now be sent directly from satellites in space. We have one, like I think Starlink does that. Starlink. So yeah, this means you have better internet in rural areas and remote areas that don't have masts that's up to that area.
Exactly.
You have support online. This can also support online education and also encourage remote jobs. And also, it can also boost Nigeria's digital economy. Alex, I think this is a welcoming one. This is a good tech update from Nigeria.
I really appreciate the Nigerian tech team. I really like the tech experts for actually bringing this around because it's a good one. If this stays in our internet, you know how much we use the internet daily. You know our issues with our internet.
So people are streaming us right now within the internet.
Exactly. So you know how it is bringing the Starlink, and you know others will come in. It's a competition, and then we get it right.
Yeah, I agree. We'll get it right, and then we'll now bridge the gap of how people can access the internet. People in the rural areas especially can have these services right in their doorstep because it's just to access the satellite. Next on the tech update locally, we have Nigeria takes action against abusive loan apps. So there are new regulations that have been introduced to control digital lending platforms, especially these loan apps that harass borrowers. So now, what this simply means is that loan apps can no longer shame users. They cannot send threats or contact families and friends aggressively over unpaid loans. So this is Alex, I don't think have you ever experienced something like this before?
Not directly.
Okay. But do not be directly.
We're on the internet and we see what happens.
Okay,
people lashing out on people.
Yeah.
And now with all this AI, you see that it cannot just come in.
You see that they tell you that they call their friend to tell them that their friend is owing them money, blah, 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 use their name as collateral, which is just lies.
Family and friends.
And they don't know that you borrowed money from a loan app.
We even heard at the time, one time, some loan app would take videos or pictures of some of their users
and start sharing
it online.
That's breach of privacy. Now, why is this very important for us as a tech update is because this protects the user's dignity and privacy, like what Alex just shared. It also encourages fair lending practices, and also it builds trust in the Nigeria fintech space. It's a good one. I think it's a good one, and I'm enjoying this tech update. So technology, of course, should solve problems, not create new ones. Lastly, on the tech update segment, before we get into our topic of today, Nigeria pushes for a unified AI strategy. So the Nigerian Communications Minister has called for a national and African-wide plan on how AI should be developed and used, similar to what what they're calling out in the global scene. Yeah. So instead of scattered efforts around, Nigeria wants a clear roadmap on artificial intelligence. They want to know how it's being built, how it is being regulated and applied across different sectors. So, Alex, this is a talk a bit that I think we said similar thing globally, and I was saying it now that the NCC is now,
putting it in Nigeria. I really want to thank the NCC for actually bringing this, or should I say foresight, for bringing this in Nigeria, trying to regulate how this goes.
Because we see a lot of things happen to social media nowadays. You don't even know what is real and what is fake nowadays. People just use it anyhow.
Nobody to regulate these things. If you see what you believe and you go and spread false rule, that's how it is. So we need to actually have these regulations to know once somebody who comes up with a fake AI information, it's out there. This is AI too. This is not real. This is AI.
Yeah. So yeah, like Alex is just saying, this will really help Nigeria startup, compete globally and also prevents the misuse of AI. And also, I think it also positions Nigeria as a tech leader in Africa. So countries now without an AI plan risk, and they're falling behind in this global tech race. Now we're going to a short break and we'll come into the topic of today, which is talking about artificial intelligence chatbots. We're going to tell you different chatbots and maybe just divert your mind away from the one you think you already know, and give you other options and tell you how you can work with them with your different businesses out there. Don't go nowhere. Still Tech Today on Independent Television. Welcome back to the program. It's still Tech Today. Yes, we just introduced the topic properly. Artificial intelligence chatbots. We know AI is no longer a future talk right now. It's currently in our phones. We use it every day in our businesses, and we use it in our classroom, anywhere, workplace, and all of that. So from different chatbots out there, we have the ChatGPT, to Google's Gemini, to Meta AI chatbots, and even different fintech companies, banks are also using different chatbots to make customer service easier. So this is becoming an everyday tool. And today on Tech Today, we are going to compare popular AI chatbots and how they work, and even why they matter to the Gen Zs, to the SMEs, and to everyday users out there. So Alex, I told you he's a backend engineer, I want to call him a tech guru. So Alex, which of these AI chatbots, which of them have you used before, and which of them do you currently use, and why?
So we all know the famous ChatGPT.
Of course, yes, man.
So I wouldn't say I used it, but my favorite is the Gemini AI.
Oh, why is it your favorite?
Because of it brings out ideas into picture. I don't have to pay a videographer or a cinematographer or a video editor. All I need is give this prompt to this Gemini, work on it.
So you use it basically to bring ideas into picture.
Exactly. Oh. Whatever I write, whatever you talk about now, I go into it, create a prompt for it, and then I can bring that out.
So people that want to do flyers, people that want to just put things out there,
people who have businesses, I would actually want them to key into this Gemini. Yeah.
Gemini.
People who are into graphics, people who want to go deep into graphics, use key into Gemini. It gives you an idea. It's just like what we said earlier. When you create an idea, and this bot understands your idea and refurbishes for you, it gives you different options. And then you, on your own as human, you know how to weigh them. So that's my best for Gemini.
I think I also like I like using if I don't use ChatGPT, obvious ChatGPT, I also use DeepSeek. I use DeepSeek sometimes because when I really want to, except when it has to do with a lot of maybe engineering things, I want to maybe do some codings, and I want to also create a small program, a small software just to, or maybe we have this automation nowadays. I like automating some of my things. If this happens, then do this like this. I learned how to from using. I was exploring DeepSeek, asking questions, and I learned how to. I can now apply for a job by just filling a Google form.
Sure.
Yeah. The prompt will just help me to just do that for me, and he will send an email to the recruiter for me, and he would send my CV tailored in that manner. He would send a cover letter tailored in that manner too, and it's just makes life so easy. When you go back and see it, you'll be like, oh, good.
All you have to do is look over it.
So don't just sleep on ChatGPT all the time and thinking, that's all I know about using different chatbots. So AI chatbots, they are softwares that are trained to understand and respond like humans. Okay, so they help you with writing, they help you with researching, customer service, learning, and doing a lot of creativity. Just like Alex said, sharing that you can just make a prompt out there, and from that prompt you get a picture of what is just an image of what is saying. So now, why do you think these chatbots are booming? Why do you think people are now falling into this chatbot now?
So for me, I know one thing about the chatbot is it's an assistant.
But then people will argue that we have Google. Why don't they use Google searches anymore? They want to use AI chatbot.
And I will explain to you.
Okay.
I can go and upload any information on Google.
Okay.
But I cannot upload on ChatGPT. ChatGPT can go on Google and pick the best from Google. ChatGPT can go to, what's the other search engines? Bing and all.
Bing.
Pick what I need because of the prompts I've given my bot, the AI. So for Copilot, I use Copilot as well.
Oh yeah.
So most times when I use Copilot, and I want to if it involves coding or anything, once you use Copilot on GitHub, it tells you, oh, this is the best solution. You can use this channel A or this channel B. You don't have to do coding. All you do is look at what you're going to arrive at, and once you get to that point, So one thing, if we rely solely on ChatGPTs or AIs, you cannot get your finished product.
Because I have a problem that I feel in the future, I'm scared that these AI chatbots, whether GPT and all of that, will not make humans think for themselves.
So if you see it that way, what you said is correct. But if you want to learn, you are the one giving the prompts to the AI. So you tailor the prompt to what you want. That's you working.
But yes, I'm saying that, for example, people will now become so lazy. They always go and tell them, draft a mail saying I'm not going to come to work tomorrow. The next 2 weeks, draft a mail saying I'm not going to come to work tomorrow. Same prompt, maybe just tweak a little bit, maybe say I'm sick today. But people may not learn to just know how to draft a mail in that. Now I can now know that I can tell myself, I can tell if this is an AI generated mail.
Obviously, we
or
should
if
know.
it
Because we're in the tech space, you should know that.
Yeah, I can
but
tell.
I know that for some other persons out there, they wouldn't know if this is
some persons, I think one time I got a mail where the person even forgot to remove what GPT said. Yes, a refined version of this, and don't do that, please.
For the lazy ones, they will always be caught. But one thing I know about this, once you do this, you take your time and read what it's given before you send it out. If you send the mail and say, oh, ChatGPT, let me send the mail to my manager, I'm not going to come today, I'm feeling sick. You still have the objective to read that mail and understand, tailor it to a way it suits your boss. Sometimes we tell chats, can you reply this as a human?
Yes. And do you know that it replies it, you now seem as if it's, no, I will tell you, don't be so AI-ish.
Thank you. Be
human, and it just gives you a different response, and then you say, wow.
So sometimes when it gives you this answer and you read it, you learn from it. But when people just copy and paste it, that's the issue you're talking about now.
So let's bring it to Gen Zs now, because I know they use it more than we do. Sure. Because some of us don't even want to go there, the millennials and all of that, but they use it more than we do. Now, how can this help them? Many of them are still in university, help them with their homework. How would they help them? Because some persons want to just, while they're doing their studies, they want to also create content. So how do you think this can help them create content and even help them after leaving university for their career growth? And also, what are the warnings or the signs they need to avoid whilst using this ChatGPT, this chatbots?
First of all, I advise every Gen Z out there to see this AI chatbot or whatever this AI chatbot as a researching tool. Don't just sit and relax. This is my assistant that does everything. Yes, it's your assistant, but it does your research for you. It's part of the research process. You do this, you go and find out that, oh, this is what's happening, and then you come again and understand. For example, you said something about content creation. I want to create content about tech. I go to ChatGPT and ask, what's up? What's the update on tech? What's this? It gives me, I cannot just come and take whatever chat gives me. I go myself, I understand it. It's part of us reading it. We ought to read whatever chat gives us. And I will tell you, the chat is not always correct.
It's not always correct. And they won't tell, they put a disclaimer out there. That's why you have to know. I think prompt engineering is something that people need to know how to prompt, tailor your prompts to this particular thing you're looking out for, and don't be so generic. Yeah. Now let's move to the entrepreneurs, the SMEs. How would you think using this AI chatbot will help them in their business, assuming they are, they are for customer support or for their social media, managing social media, or they are, pushing their content out there or advertisements, and also helping them for maybe their business plan or proposals, or how do you think this AI chatbot?
I'll come from the customer experience side, customer service aspect, because it's very, very good tool for that. Okay. You have a business, you're not available 24/7, but with that bot set on your website, it answers your customers for you. It gives people, if Momo is into, let's say, Momo has this airline services. Okay. Momo is traveling in Belgium now, and I want to book for a flight for myself. I reach out to Momo, and the bot will help me because of the prompt you've given your bot. Yeah. He sets my flight for me, gives me the exact prices, and then it makes it easy. That's for your business. Yes. Now, for, let's say, small customer success business, I don't want to start mentioning brands. Let's say you have your business right now, and then your customers, there's a glitch somewhere. Your customers are furious online, texting, hi, this is not working, this is not working. The bot is there to help them know that. Though we know Nigerians, I will tell you, we are not patient with the bot. But once you arrange your bot in a way, it lets them know that this is the issue and this is what you should do to troubleshoot. Yeah. So once you troubleshoot, your problem is half solved. You know what's happening. So that's why I feel for every business, there are different parts where this AI tool is very important. Yeah. If you don't use it for your graphics, use it for accounting, use it for different aspects.
Use it to plan your business, use it to even save money and save time. Use it for, like Alex said, customer service automation, just answering people. Even WhatsApp, use it for WhatsApp businesses to say, hi there, this is so-and-so business, I'm not available right now, leave this message. People now go further to even engage in, following up on that to say, okay, what do you want to buy? I want to purchase 3 bags of this and that, okay, how many quantity, where are you located? And it helps you, and it works 2/7. It's already there, so you don't have to be awake all the time to reply these messages. Now, let's talk about the risk the ethics and limitations that we'll have. You know, people, you know, talk about this privacy issue and all of that in AI.
Okay.
So how are you using AI chatbots? So let's talk about that. How do you think we can manage this privacy concerns, data privacy concerns, and the popular thought of that AI would replace humans and replace human thinking? Or the human's creativity per se.
That creativity part about us humans, AI can never take that away from us. I keep saying that because you give these instructions to the AI. The AI cannot work without any human. You prompt this AI. So if I want my AI to work for me this way, I tell him, I want you to be this for me. I want this result in this route. It does that for you. Then it brings out other options, more for you to choose.
Okay.
So I don't see AI. I see that for those who are weak and those who are lazy, let me use lazy, it might affect them.
Okay.
But
what about for data privacy concerns?
So now, when it comes to this data, I see it as a good one because with AI, I cannot share some of my data.
Okay. What kind of data are you not going to be able to share? Let's enlighten our viewers out there that what they shouldn't share on using these chatbots.
Anything that has to do with privacy, anything that has to do with your personal life, you don't tell ChatGPT these are your hobbies or this is who I am. You don't go and explain yourself. You don't give the chat your bio. Don't go and start telling your chat, oh, my name is this, I'm from this. That information is too much to give out.
But some persons may want to argue and say they are telling that so that they can the AI response can tailored exactly for them.
But that information is out there in the open now.
But you know, nothing out there can be secret. Even when you take a picture out there and say I'm right here in Texas or I'm right here in New Benin Market, it's already out there uploaded in the internet.
As soon as you post something and say, hi, I'm down here.
No matter even if you delete it.
It's still there.
It's still there.
Even on your phone. Even if you delete it on your phone, I can still get it on your phone.
But at least people should know that AI is a tool and it is not a master. So you control it. Don't let it control you.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, wrapping up on this interesting conversation, I want to ask you this question.
Okay.
Would you trust AI to run your business for you?
101%.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You would just trust AI to run a business for you?
I would give my AI my prompts, monitor it, and let it run it for me.
And you think it won't make a mistake to do something you don't want?
It won't make, it would make mistakes, but one thing is I get to correct that and it doesn't happen again. Because once you set a prompt for an AI, I will take you to chat, customer service again, respond on this gambling, respond to this. It cannot make mistakes. AI cannot take an answer for something else to drop another thing.
Yeah, actually. So, well, there was a time I was in ChatGPT. He made a mistake about a particular figure when I was calculating, and I was like, "Why did you make this mistake?" And all of that. He said, "I'm sorry, I forgot. I thought you wrote it as this,
exactly.
and he explained why the mistake happened. And then I was like, "Don't do that again. Always cross-check, double-check before you give me a response." And he said, "Moving forward," and he stored it in my memory that I would like that. So, wrapping up on the program, for those who don't really use all these chatbots, what is your last word? What are your final words to tell them about that have not used chatbot before, and maybe they are using only one particular chatbot and they don't use any of this that I just mentioned?
The world is evolving. I don't want any of you to be left out. We have to use these tools. These are meant for us. We started this thing started as little as text. Now the AI is everywhere. We have bots.
Yeah.
We need to use remotes to do things. Now it's just by saying your voice command and then things are moving. So how long would you wait? All we have to do right now is get along with this, join the band, use it and be beneficial, get productive with these things. Before you go and call someone and say, I want you to come and help me do this, the bot has done this for you. The AI tool is already ready at your beck and call. All you need is a phone, a smart internet, and then you are good. So for those of you out there, I don't want you to sleep on it. Go into this thing. Whatever issues you are having, ask your bot and see. It will give you an insight. Then from there, you can start solving your problem.
Thank you very much. I did not want you to even stop giving that advice out there. Yes, it's been Tech Today. Thank you very much, Alex, for joining us on this program. Yes, I want to just end by saying that AI chatbots are not here to replace humans, but they are here to assist humans. So the real advantage out there is, like Alex shared, is knowing how to use them wisely. So whether you're a Gen Z, you're a business owner, or just curious about this, or just watching the program for the first time, AI is now part of your world. So you know, those who understand AI today will lead tomorrow. So before we leave the studio, I want you to know that we do this also on radio on Monday by 8:30 p.m. till 9 p.m. Every Monday is on radio, 92.3 FM, independent radio. So thank you, Alex, once more for coming to the program. I really appreciate your time. Thank you. We'll see more of you again.
Surely.
All right. So always know that in this world of artificial intelligence, in the world of technology, it's good to stay curious, stay connected, and stay very informed. Until next week, my name is Momo Lawal. Bye for now.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
Waya bota now. Give bota less way anyone. Give bota the na. Oye gboma. E ma ro na wa te oye gbo obuwe. Oye gboma jabu. Owe no sie na he yi. Uwe udi won e ma yu kan. Oye gbo. De no so lowo wa. Odo olowa ni ma yo bi ma si. No ma ki ma dolo yi. No masi yi magbe no sikema otioma owilowa owiyowa owo fowa oye gbo ya awe to bo ye bo we so ba la wo imayo bi ma si no magegbe ma ise edo no pe ya re wa na ogun egun ye oye gbo wa na otemege pastor Calvary na mo
iwe do no go me wa ya bi me kai wa bi down wa bi total ofun igbo sa oba go yaro oba ga to pe
ise ore wa teme Victor Bizigbe
do na uzomo kai we do na ka ko ami no rere okienu mi na ri do aziye na gbo na we na pe fi aye na do pe so ru abo awon pataki ma ho na gbo kan de ni no kan oyin gbo won wa ya ka bo ra ho yo to mu da wa he menwa e obo wa yo pun yo ngwa ho ngwa ya nwa bene ewihi gbo ma na bene ya zore imuna no ati bi imuna nyima oba atokpe
ise
me so abo se je no biero no rie do ba yo kai o do ya fe ewe go tu wa ya oba atokpe
ise
ni wa oye gbo ma ngwa kan wo yi gbo wa ba ya ka wọ́n sọ wẹ̀ bọ́ yà wẹ̀ gbọ́n ká òye gbọ́n òye gbọ́n ọ̀sẹ̀wẹ̀ ni òun wẹ̀ gẹ́ ọ̀pẹ̀sẹ̀ ọ̀sẹ̀wẹ̀ ni wẹ̀ náà hẹ́ nìní ni màá rí ẹ̀bá we oye bo gemi no do wa se ka ni gbe o te me
e do ya ipitan we o wa ge fi ubi o fi ubi but o ra o ga ro bi o ti gbo bi yo e se ni ebi no wa na khara we en we ai we e wo give ai ken we na boyin egbo e una boyin ri awon even we na boyin egbo e no that day we no wo we ga ja o ni ri o ma be we iwo ma na mi na di ma we da o ga be ba lo me e o se le do la ka we ken una boyin o ri awon iba na bo egbo no dona oyin egbo wa okay there ga ni oboda o ma no me ko neboti e conscient we ayage we yawo egbere ayabo yen nedo o wa oyin egbo ma yawo egbere o eda egbo e o eda ko wege di me no wo emi ni wo ma na re na o ge ni aya ta o ma gbe na di me ata eyo egbebo ebo ni awu ya si o ma na koto di me o ma ga si koto na bo amere ni me mu na di me ogo me amu yaga be ni arabo o yin egbo ma we ka boyin no ka egbo ene o ke aboyin we ma be then we ana ka we e na na ma wa gbe wa do na we bo ya to ka pa bebe no wan e do pagire ijesu ga re fun pa na tota o ki wa ge e Pharisees ya wa ko pa de te iya bi gbe mo bo iya ri se ba ya ko se ba ya nya ga pon yo eru ne bo kina iya gbe ti amu e bo ge ina wa ka we Jesu we magana okuo na ima wa mu e be okpi ai ma mu okpi amu e iya ga we mi odo wa me iya we iya na adultery o ko no wu Jesu ma zejo ona agbe mi voto egbe maga ọ̀rọ̀ wọn da uyi oge Moses ka iwo gbon abere na mu egbo ge abere da ba firu gbegbe na gbe wa Jesu na agbe mi yoto de ni aze nwa ne ma na nda ye mi no ri e ko we iya bo ho ni iya na iya mo wo ho ni ope ni ake mo we Jesu mi o ne we be ni ayare e oge si na gbe wa ya to bi abo yo ho na ne gbogbo ke yan e Jesu ya tun mu ona wa ko ma no re ma no ewi e ma ye ka wo ho de e ma ye we no so na we no fi gbe no ka ona yi go na ona na go na dado na so afilu gbe oge akwa unda oyin bu egbe ene iya to bi an okwo yi ade we na ta we na do ta we oyi keke wi eri eke wa ya moje ere utapa moyi keke o moje we no bo no hwe bo ekwa de gboma we ko emi nu weri oboyi emi no ma mu ere obe motion egwe nu gba lo nege ti mu so no ma no re we boni ge ti mi oboya ri ojo bo ne ra na ri oboyi gbegele riri ipelebe wa gba lo wa ni do you we no be re iye keze are gba lo wo nege be ri yo bo guwe ya we gbe ga ya bo yen ne do orun yin gboma we ka bu oge gbo ene uke ga bogere obara tokpe
what's it ayi we dai oni wa no we neru ne ku eso ohu o to le owodo iye me ti wa we
iye we otu na do ti we
owo ewo na we na omi odo
do no
e ku so to
do no
emi no we owa lu ihe ni owa lu owa ya
oya so money koto
oye gbo wa no
no
we le buwe uwe no we tie na we mo
ara we owo ni e ga wi yen ga ka we e bo wi yen na
o yen o so egbe o te me bizu age foto
mama oye gbo wa na ma ye gun kan na ebo wa kan ta as zibo pa na te empathy takwe mu egbe yo we de we
awo na da
wa ni bun ma na te oye gbo ma yan ma yan ka bo ge gbe yan
ake bo lo ma be
ake bo lo ma be
gbe wa ya yo
bo ni wa me bo ni Dẹ́gbọ̀n mà nà ayò ọ̀rọ̀ yèké núdà ìtàn parọ̀ nàná táwẹ̀ òwò anámùmù díánà mẹ́nọ́kú òdúwé ní rẹ̀ òwúrọ̀ múdìá òhànà wà wọ́n mẹ́ wẹ́nọ́kú gbèrò ọ̀dọ́ rẹ̀ òbúrò wẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́ ebo na were blessed are those who view object from different angles.
Okore. Báyàká.
Ọmọ àná rẹ̀ èmi ní gẹ́gẹ́ ní nọ́yà mùjáni ọmọ àná náà wà ní. N'oge ògbè fọwọ́ bọ pa ọkàwé ẹ̀yàn wáyé. N'óyẹ̀wù náà bá òbọ̀ pa àkùkù òbọ̀ pa fọ̀fọ̀ òbọ̀ náà pa. N'ọ̀rọ̀ dà ọwọ́ ẹ̀wù náà fọ ayẹ. N'ọ̀rọ̀ gbèfọ̀ wé ní ikú ẹyẹ. N'ọ̀rọ̀ pọ̀lọpọ̀ wé náà bá ayẹ. Mabẹ́rẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ àgbẹ̀ ẹ̀dẹ́gbẹ́ ní yàgò ní òkè zẹ́mì wà ní ìyọ́. Wẹ́wẹ́ ọ̀wọ́n náà wọ́n mìíkà tẹ̀wọ́n pàbọ̀n wẹ́ àtẹ̀tí sẹ̀ àwọn ẹ̀bọ̀ náà mú ẹ̀bọ̀ gbégbọ́mọ̀ sókun owó ń wọlé à ní ẹ̀bọ̀ náà rẹ̀ ó tẹ́kùn. Núdọ̀ ni ọ̀wọ́n kọ̀ wọn náà ayọ̀ èmi wọ́n wẹ́ dégé ní náà yìí mẹ́ ẹ̀ ọ̀sùn núdà bọ̀kẹ́ ráyé ẹ̀ wẹ́ mẹ́ná ọ̀wọ́ ni una wa ku o apahia okiki o ko no e ma mami uga wa le gbo ene eluwe ki akwe na uda we mo na we da we bi ba e dagun we awa ye wo so pa ma na o ma re una wa o re gbo okiki e ma ora mu bo re na re ni ya gbogba edogba e o be fan ni yakwa sopa ó gbà máa yẹ wọn tàgbà ọlọ́wù fánú rẹ̀ sọ́bọ̀ kí máa yọ ẹ wọn tàgbó gbà ìmọ̀gẹ́gì ó pè lọ́gbà ẹ̀gàgbé ọba àtọ́pẹ́.
Ìṣe òye gbọ́ ọ̀sọ́bọ̀ ọ̀gẹ̀ ìmọ̀ràn ìmọ̀ràn.
Ìṣe.
Una zi owẹ́gẹ̀ èrìnrìn arú ẹ̀dàgbọ̀n. Èmi ní ụka rẹ̀ bí ọ̀hún arẹ́ ebe ewu ẹ pẹ̀lú ya dùn dẹ̀. Owó àdúẹ́kìnú à. Òye gbọ́mà ọtún ní nọ̀wà àdúẹ́kìnú. Yẹ̀rẹ́ nẹ̀kìnú máa nẹ̀. Yẹ̀yìn àdúẹ́ ẹ̀. Wọ́n dọ́rẹ́ ẹ̀. Òye gbọ́mà ẹ̀ nọ ẹ̀dí àbò. Wọ́n tó bọ́ sí òní. Wọ́n á sún ẹ̀mí nàró. Ìmùnàná Uda Ladàwẹ̀ Yunifásitì. Uda sún ẹ̀mùnà. Àríwó wọn mígó náà rí wọn àtúnyà mọ̀mọ́. N'ọya dweki uka bọweki no ado no ajigo nudo na edo mo du arusa oyin gbo
no
oni oyin gbo oni iresi nu zeda gbo o meti do ki o da usaba na eji wa zi o da da ni odo lo du wure odo lo accident re odo lo ko yan ba lo ya fe odo alagbe ege ni we tupu edo aso we erosion ayo yogi egbe mati enu wa zere makata si pe na we ore emani ni simupo upo kalele weye pe weye be wo weye pe ke no to ya la be wo uke wa pa ya fi oboyo o to we igwe no ja ku we wo hu da wa we so egbe yo wa we so
egbe yo
wà gbogbo ìṣòro oyé gbọ́wà ẹ̀ẹ́nà wà kíákíá máa wà gbọ́ yíyà ikú ààrẹ wẹ̀lú ọmọlúwẹ̀wẹ̀ ẹ̀yà gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ọ́sọ̀ ló gbọ́ ẹ̀rì ní alẹ́gbìnà oríṣìíyàwó èrí ìyàlúwò ẹ̀rẹ́ yàfẹ́ ó yẹ yàkọ̀kọ́ ní àìmí ẹ̀dà sábàánà ẹ̀jẹ̀ ìṣẹ́kànláwà gbé oyé gbọ́wà olówó èyí ya fẹ́ ẹ̀nà màrú àgbà ọkọ̀tọ̀ àwọn akàbọ̀ rẹ̀ wẹ̀ jẹ́mìnì láwọn rẹ̀ dàgbọ̀n rẹ̀ bá so zẹ́rì ilé lọ́rẹ́ do ní mẹ́wàá pátá yàyà ó pàálí ọ̀rọ̀ bọ́nà ló ṣe pé ìwé nínàna àgbọ̀n rẹ̀ màrẹ́ ìmì rẹ̀ ó yóò ta mà wọ́n wọ́n rò sàlóbọ̀ ọmọ níwà ọmọ nẹ̀nà rẹ̀ bẹ́wò jẹ́ ọwọ́ èrè sí ìrùn àzọ̀ ìrùn àrùn bóyá ìzẹ̀sẹ̀ ní ìrìnà ayá ọ̀nà àdìrúdẹ oyin gbèrò ẹ̀hùn bú mi ṣùpá ùdékùn ẹwà rẹ̀ ọ̀hún dáhùn náà rẹ̀ wíwá sùn ẹ gidigidigidi ẹ̀rí ọ́ èrí bò yẹn rẹ̀ yẹ́ rẹ̀ court èrí ọ̀rẹ́ yẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ wò ó Edo we you we le ya fe na ya we edagun wa ya fe. Na gbe kokoto na we una mi we ave pastor gbe no track iye ya wo we ne de no re bible wo salo ba ya wo yin na he o ma na o yin gbo wa na yin na e bible ni mu we na o asu we se dagun e mi ma belu we na gwa ti e ndo wo fo we u gbera gberi o ye ya po mu bible wona duna e duna anyway di mage niru bueno sirupo upo kagele upo ojo we ni mai wa je na medo ra bueno ojo we so egbe ehe ya ta o ma ye gwa ya karunta oni owiru yin na o wa re awa ma we wo wa gbe kini ya eye ne be ya re uda o ma lo de na ri lawo no odu yi na ila owo no we egwa ari na ma manu le egwa ma we le uvion esese le ma e wa du na ateme
domusa edono pe wa having banana esin no kan na we oyin gboma owe ya o igbere ayabo yen na do eden we boyin egin awon eden owo bo gegbo e arun do mi o ma ya yi obi ogwe yi adafin aya ba e da o nu da oyin egbewe oyin edenu aboyin o ma be o boyo we enu we wo ma ni ara we ebo owe eyi fi obi e azen ona sogogogo yi ona balo egbo a sokuma obi ere ni egbe ebo bo oge ebi bi oni ba ke aka e nu da uka boye egbo e uboye we emi ni wo ma na ina dime awe ebo oni oyin egbo ma we pa bo wi e o pa ba so uri nwina emi nu mari e uya yari e du we no wo we awe ebo o mo ma mu yo bobo we ga so wa we to ta wa si won agbowa lo wa ni kwa we na wo gba lo ri efi eze o money no te wa utititi uya ekene fun e we gogo we ekene mi rie we wo boro obo uboye egbo eni we uyo mo kyan meme oga o we no wo utoge no kwokwo ye owo dore oga o we no wo we boye egbo enu we ge nu da owe ebode na duza ere doka e edenu samobara kekete sumozo ona bio enyanwe edo okan ya be no baloje we ka boye egbo ene di me no wo waze emu eda na iboti e poison yo ma aye no wa wu baba na we ka bo we onegbo e du we no wo wa so re no wo ma yisi wunare ka bo onegbo e du we no wo emi kemi no ma wo agbon na okeke ake ya da e ona mana mi bota ona wo to ota okole ota ya ni yo wa we ya ge we enu we go wi e wa dori e wota ona so na mi are di o ma ni bun odo ari o ya wota e dede no bun o ari o ya wota nu da e go wi eni ye gbe ye ma be ka go tagare o ma be ka we o saga boye e me so ga wa wu ori ya kwere agbon ye ga lene o ga isota ye ga gwali yobo o ma nu me ma wo yobo na o nu we iku yo wodo we no do wo yobo nu a o ma nu to we yo gbe we no do wo yobo nu a o de nu ma lase we o na nu we na do mi emi esi noro ero boye egbo e we ka o da we ute we ni kemi ka o e ni a una ma o ni eti owo sa o kwiki ane mila nene ruru we ti ga wo nya we emi ni opa u o ma police o ma oba o ma ebo o ma baba ya wa nwe inwe ebo ede imi wa u we iyere we osa o kwe no hodin oba ga to pe
anyway wa da yu matana oye gbo ma gwakana oye gbo ke din yen se
osa kwe no hodin oye gbo ake di me se we emi we awo ri ohun e we gbe we oye gbo wa ilo
emi nuho
nuwere
waya fi gbe uwe mariwe oye gbonwa no ami wa na gbe oye gbonwa ero ze manata la jana ma dowe emi no ika bege na oye gbonwa gi kwero o twese lewo obu wa na buse o na buse ma mi we na wo we ye aba America we ya masuye ni awe dado we ye wo ni sikema ma we na ye ekinado ma we na ye emi no lare e ke o fi gbon no wa e ke petrol no wa e ke ona ya pe no wa we ye ni ya ma poke abo mo tabu ya fe the whole world no me oye oni petrol poke amaki so pa adogo obi ogwe enu maki Nigeria ma fese awu ma te fese ni Nigeria so pa olowo anogi ma ye o ke polo se
o amen
buda ewa mama se ti boyin gbe
no ma boyin gbe ni ko na bisi
na ya ru ni na ya mewe egbe roko me o are na dado we ma ngo oye gbo o te ere me ka bo ni oye gbo oye e mo
we na ye agun ade na ọmọ no ni egbe ona owe no give ba ebe ri o o ihe agun e mo na si won o yo negbe yo negbe o yo negbe yo negbe yo negbe yo negbe yo negbe yo negbe ki ma o no give ma so di ma o ni egbe ma o ga se ti aro egbe ri o we fi gbogbo yi do buda we oyin gbo won na we na de ti o e de gbogbo idawe ni na eno mano una we da we o give ba edogbonu ye ori hiyan we hina le pega awe agagwa le mi mata awe na bu wa ni we na mi we ye oge kebe ko no we gbe ko ni bisi ya gbo gbagagbe ara tere won re eso tu asin fun wa eso me o meso abegi ma me ebo ni wa de fi abegi mo so ti ha wa ta gbe pa on ya aswe na gbe enike mi
aswe mo
ego ni do ni wagi ma we ni gbima ma we we da we oge bi ma re ka we apere ro ape wa ro o ba ko ka wa ape ro ona wa ru be na o tere ta ba okeke odori o ya yo okeke omo ugo
Emma
jara mi mata o ba to pe
ise
anyway ege be kan bwane oye gbo wa ahebe ni we no oye gbo wa we matana we ya ge bo se la yo na oye gbo wa ne gabu wọ́n sẹ́ ẹni ìbò ní máa yìí mú kánìà ihò ní gbọ́wà ẹ̀rọ òye gbọ́wà ihò ní ọwọ́ ẹ̀wòwò òye gbọ́wà ẹ̀yìn náà ìṣòro ya abẹ́ òtúnṣe wẹ̀wò àwọn politician ìyá ẹ̀rọ nígbé òye gbọ́wà
ọwọ́ tí yẹn dẹ́ yẹn àṣà yẹn lo ẹgẹrọ
ẹ̀wà ní ebe yẹ ẹ̀rí nánú wẹ̀ wọ́n yẹ ẹ ọmọ nú wẹ̀ mú gbọ́tọ̀ wáyà mú gbọ́tọ̀ ẹ ògèlè bọ́yẹ̀ fẹ́ ni ọ̀nà òkè nẹ ọ̀nà dẹ̀yà òkè ní yé nẹ òkè rẹ̀ máa tà náà àlẹ́ òkè òkè wà bẹ̀
biribiri gbogbo ń ta.
àwọn àgbẹ̀kùn náà aláyọ̀bọ̀sẹ̀ kan náà yàwó ẹ̀jẹ̀ ọwọ́ dẹ̀nẹ̀
ọwọ́ dẹ̀nẹ̀ gbọ́sọ̀ wà sí kọ́wọ́ sí yẹ̀yí kẹ́ ọwọ́ dẹ̀nẹ̀ ọyẹ pọ̀ wà ní.
ọ̀rọ̀ ṣe gbẹ̀yìn
wọ́n yà á yẹ
ọ̀dọ́ bí.
ọ̀rọ̀ ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ ọ̀dọ́ bí. pọ̀lá ni máa ń gé máa so máa ń gẹ̀ ẹ̀wò so ẹgbẹ́ ní káta ìwúta ọ̀nà gbéra iná wẹ̀ ọ̀yọ́bọ̀ wájú yìí ni ọ̀wẹ́ Hausa, Igbo,
Yoruba.
Ẹ̀yin màá yá rí amọ́ ẹ̀mọ́ ẹ̀rẹ̀ owó ebè èso. Ọrí màá náà do ẹ̀wọ́ rẹ̀ ẹ̀wọ̀ àyíkó. Ó ní ìdí ẹ̀ máa wẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ lórí màá ṣe é bona èrí màá yá ṣe ẹ̀wọ̀.
Hausa.
Ọrí màá wù yín ni màá wù ìmọ̀ tẹ́ àmì àmọ́ ẹ̀mọ́ ẹ̀. Ni màá tẹ̀ rúpù ọ̀rọ̀ Hausa màá yá tẹ̀ ọrí Igbo màá yá tẹ̀ ọ̀rẹ́ Yorùbá máa yá tí ẹ̀ ẹ̀rin àti ẹ̀ ọ̀rẹ́ àòpọ̀n ẹ̀yẹ́ ẹ̀yọ́ rẹ̀ náà Anyway, Dadoba or Edo, Erima, Omonoba Nedo, Quapo, or White Weber. Nazio, yo, when Maria man, Evima, Edo Naze. Anyway, I wear Erima man, Ibota, already in Nayoto. Oba talk way.
He said,
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
The Ugiawe is the final ceremony of the series of festivals. It is one of peace and lightheartedness, following the more solemn of the ritual year. Ugiawe is the festival of the Ewe leaves, a symbol of good luck and joy. It is the most popular of all that heralds the dawn of a Benin New Year, new vow, newness of life and freshness of life, and a new hope for the future. In the evening, the Ewe leaves are presented to the Oba of Benin in grand style in a colorful ceremony. The Ihogbe Society, amidst singing and dancing, bring the sacred leaves that symbolize good luck, blessings, peace, and prosperity. Each of the senior members of the Ihogbe proceeds to give the sacred leaves directly to the Oba of Benin, and others put theirs at his feet.
Ibiagoma Nidiakwa Akinuto Enue Aki Enue Obala Tokpe Osanore Umadogemo Akmoye ni awoge wae Ewae noni oba Osanore oba Umadogemo Akmoye ni awoge wae Ewae leno bia fave o Wapa nije Wapa nije Wapa nije Wapa Banuki were Babanuki were Abuki sivyoke o Abuki sivyoke ko Anyara na yaki Ebi na ya yoku wasa yage wa Eke no kuri ege to okumaka Aba yano Bahumayo, Bahumayo, Bahumayo.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
Alright, welcome to Youth Perspective on Independent Television. I am your host, Joy Obaisiagmo. And you know how we do it here. We look at societal matters actually from the youth's perspective. And today is no different. Today we are looking at the role of youth in the future of energy and electricity in Nigeria. Why are we having this conversation? You know, the recurrent happenings talking about electricity supply in Nigeria. And, you know, you've had experiences too. I have had experiences, and also a lot of us have had experiences. So it is time we do this conversation. We look at them actually from the youth perspective. How do we propose solutions to, how do we actually come in? What is the role of the youth in matters like this? Today, I'll be doing this conversation with my guest here today. I have Blessing Igbon. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
She is an environmentalist. She is also the Public Relations Officer 2 of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Edo State Chapter. I also have here Jolly Usahon. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, he is actually the coordinator of the Ego Chapter of the National Youth Council of Nigeria. So thank you very much for joining me today. So talking about electricity supply in Edo State, there has been constant complaints from consumers. Yeah. We are also consumers too, right? Yeah. So I'm sure you've had experiences. And so Blessing, tell us, you know, how do you see the electricity supply, the distribution how it is in Benin, in your area? How do you see it generally?
It has been epileptic. So it's actually disheartening to think about that one of the most important resources that we as people in a community need, which is electricity, and controls a wide sector and range of activities that we engage in, is something that government cannot provide for us. Now, Nigerians have all come to the point where they begin to provide the things that government ought to be providing for them, for themselves. And in the process of doing that, government is not even making policies or reforms that aid this process. Now Nigerians provide water for themselves. Now we're having to provide electricity for ourselves too. However, the cost of purchasing solar panels and getting the inverters to run and power businesses have skyrocketed, because we would now vary to say it is the rise of economics. But however, it is painful. And a lot of the times I tell my friends that I do not want to engage in conversations that I cannot prefer solutions to, because this, for example, electricity, very important, necessary for both existence of businesses, of people's lives, because it powers both the mining sector, the educational sector. It's just a wide range, and it's become very, very painful.
Yeah, I know that if I ask you your own experience, Mr. Jolly, you're going to have a lot of things to say about that, because that's just the fact. We all have experiences one way or the other with the Benin Electricity Distribution Company in terms of electricity supply. So let's talk about the tariff structure. They now have band A, band B to band E. So what would you say on that, Osano?
Oh, wow. Can I say, for me, having all of this is not a bad idea. Let me take the bank for instance. The bank has big men or big investors, and yet they still have small customers. And they don't let those small customers go. But today, what we are having when it comes to BDC is something else. The painful part is, even being in band E is not even the problem, but you are not being served the way you should be served. That is the problem. So you're having to pay for services which you're not being rendered. Okay, so that alone is a challenge.
Okay, so you are saying that the amount of electricity distributed to band E or band the lower aspect of the tariff structure, actually, the amount of electricity being distributed to this set of people, it is not even enough.
It is not even equated to the amount being paid.
Whoa.
That's the challenge. Where you have an area which is supposed to have an hour light, and even in 3 days you're not seeing that 1 hour light. So
why do you think that is?
For me, I feel they've neglected what they need to do. There is need. It's not just a loan for the distribution, it cuts across both the supplies they have, because there's this low level of supply. So because of that, those that pay more tend to get the power more, forgetting that those who even pay little still need the power. They are all citizens of the same country, and we shouldn't be left behind.
Okay, there should not be any form of segregation.
Everybody
should be made to enjoy it. But if band A is paying more, they should be getting more, right?
But band A is getting 20 hours, while band E is supposed to even get 1 or 2 hours. And even in the 2 hours, they are not seeing it.
Blessing, what would you say on that?
Well, I think generally the tariff plans, like somebody mentioned to me, said is a way to steal. I don't know how true that is. I think we would need to verify and see if that's true.
How do you mean it's a way to steal?
That's what the person said.
Like on a part
of the transmission company.
Okay.
So now,
well, they have stated categorically that it is a private business for them. So if that is how they choose they've chosen to do their business. Why would anyone say that that is some kind of way to,
Because now they've said that a certain band will get an amount of electricity for a period of time. However, they do not provide that electricity for that period of time. So if you say 20 hours, do they actually provide 20 hours?
Accountability.
They don't. So at that point, it's a shortage to the people who are in that line. And I think that, however, I still feel like it is something that we need to really research on to know whether or not this is true, that statement. But then, if you say you get to pay X naira to receive 20 hours of light, and X naira is paid and 20 hours of light is not given, then we would have to ask you what's happening.
Well, if you have to ask that question, what's happening, I think it's already out there, like Mr. Osaon said. The problem now is the amount of electricity being generated and distributed to offered to these private companies like BEDC to actually buy. It's not even enough for them, so they have to now, at the end of the day, use it as a way of, they have to make their money back. So as youth now, Osaon, how do you think we can actually come in to ensure that, this is a very huge shortfall, and the demand on electricity is something that will linger on. So there should be a solution. And you can see all around that, a lot of persons are actually coming up, in terms of solar energy production and all of that. So let's actually talk deep into this. How do you think we can actually actualize this? Like in reality, let's make it work. Let's put a stop to this constant complaint. What would you say on that?
For me, I feel there is a way around it. Today we are having solar panel. Thank God Nigeria have enough sunlight. So that is to say, as youths, if we can come together as entrepreneurs, put our resources together, let's say 10, 20 of us, we can create a grid, a mini grid to supply a particular area. And we make money for ourselves as well. Wow. As an entrepreneur, seeing a problem, providing solution, and making money for yourself, that is what makes you an entrepreneur. So that is to say, if we as youth can come together, we can have a Nigeria that is having a light that shop don't need to close the night, because night is coming, because they will just have a constant and a consistent light. But we have to put resources together. And that is another way the government will also come in.
Okay, well, looking at the structure of the BEDC, of course, they have a management, and they also have investors, like, inner investors that probably is not in the public eye or things like that. So that is already a way of Nigerians coming together, having to build a private entity, and then, start distributing, and then they call themselves the Benin Electricity Distribution Company, right?
Can I come in like this?
Go ahead.
I have experienced Ikeja Electric, for instance.
Okay.
I've never seen BDC do such service. I've seen Ikeja Electric pull down wires in a particular area.
Can you actually prove that?
Yes, I can. I was in that same street. I've been in that environment. I was seeing them pulling down wires, replacing it with new ones. Why? When you tell people to pay for such services, they will pay. Now we're having electricity theft, simply because when you're supposed to give us 20 hours, you're giving us 15 hours. And I see myself paying more for what I don't get. So what do? Not that we are encouraging it, but it's a society that we all belong to. We all know the system of the country. So that is why we are discouraging electricity theft. Yes.
Of
but
course,
the company themselves shouldn't promote it. In quotes, they shouldn't promote it. Why? Because if you tell me you're giving me 20 hours, let it be accountable. Accountability. People want to see you do things you say you want to do. Then they will build trust in you. And whatever you say, they will take you for your word.
Well, Blessing, do you think that with Osaon's analysis now, do you think that do you think there should be a way BEDC should do better in terms of the sharing structure, the tariff structure, right?
Yeah.
Do you buy into the because you know, I was just going through the street of internet and then I saw some person say that, you know, we can actually, BEDC can actually do better by, you know, instead of having to make band A pay more and band C, D, E pay less, everybody could actually pay the same amount and then they distribute it equally. What do you think of that? Listen.
Okay, so we already have the metering, the prepaid and postpaid metering system. Now, if you provide electricity for people, give it equally. Who is able to afford it? You pay for it. If I want 20 hours of light, then I will pay for 20 hours of light. I'll purchase my card and pay for that and get 20 hours. When you say yes, I will get 20 hours. And then if I am unable to pay for 20 hours, I'll pay for 5 hours.
But that's the agitation right now. The metering system has already been implemented, right?
Yes.
People are made to buy as much as they can afford, but they still do not get this electricity. This electricity, they don't get supply. You know, so that's what do you say on that?
That's the reason we're saying that they should look internally and see what can be done. Because if the metering system is already there, then perhaps they also carry out some data analysis to be able to determine what area needs more lights at what time. Because we have the business districts, we have the living quarters. So the living quarters will need more lights during the evening hours when people close from the business districts and return home. And if in a case where you have lights being provided for the living quarters during the day and the business districts gets lights during the night, you see that there's going to be a lot of issues there. So determine what time each district needs light and provide the light for them. And then I do not know if it will be appropriate to say that the regulation, the transmission and the regulatory bodies should sit up and do what is right. Because now what we as the general populace know is the distribution companies. However, there are other actors, which are the transmitting companies, the regulatory companies, government policies. And those are things that all come together to either make or destroy the system. So we need to, as a people, as a government in this case, sit down and critically analyze the power situation of this country. It's time that we actually start up.
Obviously, they are not doing enough.
No, they are not.
So we're going to take a very short break, and then when we come back, we're going to continue the conversation. All right, welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Youth Perspective on Independent Television. And right here, we've been talking about the Benin Electricity Distribution Company. You know, how they've been supplying lights to the people of Edo State and how we, the youth, can, you know, see how we can provide solutions, because the tension is actually getting high by the day. And I've been doing this conversation with my guests here, so we're still pushing forward. Osaon, you are going to speak more on the metering aspect of it.
Okay, for the metering, I think there is more to do in that area with the BDC. I tell you the truth, if each and every house has a meter, when you supply, they should be able to have 20 hours, 10 hours, 5 hours, without you, the distribution company, having the fallout. How? If I recharge my meter for 1 hour, and at the end of the day, my 1 hour elapses, the light goes off. But doesn't mean you are responsible as the distribution company. I am responsible. If I am made to pay 20,000 and my 20,000 is worth it, I think I will pay. Look at it like this. I buy fuel for my generator to keep my lights on for 2 hours, and that may cost me like 10,000. And if I put the same 10,000 into the lights or the distribution company's lights, I can be able to have 5 hours, 6 hours. I think I should do that. I would prefer that than the fuel. So that alone will give them more money and give us more light, and everybody live at peace.
But if you say that, the problem systems, they don't really have enough to give. So where do they get, like, according to what, if you follow up how they've been going about it, they have been saying that BEDC cannot give what they don't have. So if they have more, they will definitely distribute more because they've already created a structure, the tariff structure, the band A and the others. So they understand that there are people that could pay less, there are people that could pay more, right? Because they have to make money.
Okay.
So moving forward like this energy and electricity shortage, I know you profiled the solution saying that people can come together and have to, do this thing together, but let's be more realistic to solve this problem currently at hand. How do you think the youth can support this company because they're already there?
Oh, well, for me, there are ways they can support. Since they don't have enough to supply, the youth can come up with something. I remember there is a community along Upper Ekenwa Road going to Iko. One time we did a documentary in that area, we find out that there is a way a guy lifted lights from the dam to his own house. And little did you know that some of the persons were tapping into that light and they all begin to have light in their community. Then it becomes a kind of low. When the government get to find out, they said, we'll do more. We'll invest in this place. Finally, they didn't it. That's the problem. So now this youth has come together, bring an idea to supply themselves lights. The little you could do is make policies that will help them get a better light and supply even the entire area. And the government will no longer bother themselves having to tell the BDC to supply lights in that region. So the youth there came up with something. Now, like my colleague said, policies. When policies are in place, people can tend to put their money and they get the returns.
Yeah, this story you just gave us brings us actually to monopoly. When you talk about the monopoly in the electricity market, Blessing, what would you say on that? Do you think there is actually monopoly, or you think, the market is open, anybody can actually come in?
It depends on how transparent governments will be about the issue of lights. Now, governments at different levels have mentioned that there's actually no monopoly in light distribution.
Okay.
However, let's get to the point where someone wants to actually invest in it.
Exactly.
And then that's when you discover that there's actually gridlocks of monopolies.
Yeah, like Osaon just said, he gave us a very vivid story on that. So let's speak into this. Let's actually hit the nail on the head. Let's talk to our government directly as youth. That's why we're here. This monopoly thing, like you said, if you really dig deeper, if you get to that point where you really want to invest, you now start finding out that
there are a lot of things blocking the investment. So I tell you the truth, if there are youths today who want to put their resources together to get this supply, but the challenge is when it gets to that time, you see government telling you there are policies, there are rules, there are this, there are that, then you are trying to limit the youth from doing what they need to do. If there is an open hand operation, I tell you the truth, the light will become a thing of the past. You can actually have in Nigeria where you run for 24 hours without closing your shop, without needing to be afraid that when darkness comes, people will swap up on you and take your wares.
All right, final question before we go. This is like a wrap-up. The recent protest, BEDC must go, people were chanting BEDC must go, actually. So, Blessing, do you think, looking at the situation of things right now, we've talked about monopoly, we've talked about how the youth can come in, we've talked about how they can actually put their tariff structure in place. Do you think with, what we're actually saying physically, do you think BEDC should actually go?
Well, it's a yes and a no question, actually, answer to this. Because Nigerians are frustrated. Edo citizens want better. So if the person who is there, acting as the head, that is the provider at this point, cannot meet up with this need, then you had to ask the person to go. Let someone else who will fit in, who will be able to provide the needed energy that people want, who can provide it. However, is that person readily available to fit into these shoes?
Would the problem be actually
solved? And if this is answered in the negative, then it means that the one we have right now needs to sit up and do better. Whatever that needs to be done should be done. Government needs to look into the policies, drive them, reform them. We've got smart people in this country. Let's sit down and do the work.
That is also what Osaon said before he got to you. The government has to do more in terms of, shaping our policy, making the market more accessible for especially us, the youths, to be able to see how we can, help and better the electricity situation in Edo State and also Nigeria at large. And that brings us to the end of today's episode of Youth Perspective. Do well to join us again next week. Same time, same station. I am your host, Joy Obaisiagun. Thanks for watching. Bye.
ITV, certainly the best.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
It's such another lovely day, and it's always a delight to bring you the program Icons. Program designed specifically to showcase and unveil men and women of integrity, of character, so you can listen to them as they unveil their journey and what made them think in terms of impact and contributions to the community. So you can learn from their story and become the best version of you, especially at a time in our society where values have been thrown into the waste bin. Today on the program Icons on Independent Television, our guest is special, and that's because he's an octogenarian. And then secondly, he's also a former school teacher, a former military officer, sports administrator and developer, a businessman, a farmer of immeasurable repute, and he's also been a politician. I mean, as far as I can remember. But there's something unique about his politicking or political activities. All of these and lots more will unveil in the next 25 minutes on the program Icons on Independent Television. My guest today is Owe Dixon Imasuge. What I heard now is now Etose Dixon Imasuge. I'm sure he's going to let us into what all of this means. Pardon, sir. Thank you so much for granting us this interview with you on Icons on ITV.
Thank you. You are welcome.
Okay, let's begin from the basic. Tell us, what was it like growing up as a child? I mean, today you're very successful in very many ways. Time will fail us to unveil all of that. But how was it like growing up? Were you born with silver spoon, diamond spoon, or golden spoon? What kind of spoon were you born with, and what was life like growing up?
I was born on January 21st, 1941. Here in this very room, or this very house. It's a family house. I lived a hard life when I was young. People know me. Even when I was in the modern school, not to talk of the primary school. I woke up every day by 4 o'clock, go to Lagos Street to sell Midwest Echo and Midwest Champion.
Those were newspapers at the time?
Those were newspaper, local newspaper.
Okay.
At that time. Then I come back after 6 to Bath and go to modern school. The BDC 4, the present branch of Uniben in Ekenwa Road. 1 o'clock, if the teacher refused to close us, I will close myself. Go back to Lagos Street to sell Daily Times. If it is the day of Oka market, my auntie go to Oka. I will ask my co-vendor, please, those I'm serving monthly, help me serve so. After selling the one I want to sell. Go back to Mission Road to hire truck to car market and bring back the gari of my aunt. I suffered like that seriously until I left the modern school. My uncle, Reverend Professor Sadloi Masoge, now employed me into the American Baptist School as a PP teacher in 1959. I was posted to Kwabazouaye, that is now Emu. And I was very comfortable. 1962, I gained a chance to Abraka teacher training. That time, if you are a teacher, you gain a chance, your salary will be going on.
As well?
Yes, as well. Even who are in the college. But they sent out a circular which says they should retrench teachers. Last to come, first to go. I was seeing the teacher training. I didn't know the AA Yoruba man was no more friendly with my uncle, who was the head of the American Baptist. He put my name among those
to be retrenched.
To be retrenched. I had to run from Abraka down. Went to meet him. He said I should not talk to him at all. I wrote a petition listing more than 100 teachers I'm senior to that were still in the field. The ministry now sent it to him. He wrote that they should not mind me, that it is frustration that is worrying me. They look at those I listed and really saw that I was senior from 59 to 62. There were some who were even employed 61. They now wrote to him that he should restate me immediately and pay me all my arrears. As wicked as he is, he wrote to me and the headmaster of Ewowe, who later became Reverend Professor, Reverend B.O. Ekato, that he's driving the wife for me to come and replace. Because the wife was also teaching in Ewowe. Yes, we are human beings. If I were to be Ekato, I would also be annoyed. But as a Christian, he went too far. He said, pity is no more alive. So anything I'm saying, it will look as if I want to spoil his name. But he went to a society that do not have anything with Christianity. If you want to know, 1951, when I was in Okoro Primary School, I got baptized under the Roman Catholic by Reverend Kelly, who later became Bishop Kelly.
Was that how Bishop Kelly Pastoral Center came from? Is that the history behind Bishop Kelly? Okay.
No.
Okay.
That time he was in Holy Arosa.
Okay.
In Mission Road here. And when I started teaching under the American Baptist, you must belong to their religion.
You got baptized there too again?
I got baptized in 1959 again under the American Baptist. So will you want to say I'm not a Christian if I got baptized 2 times? If you Christ, they do so. So, unfortunately for B.O. Ekato, the people who reported me to Owegbe have their ways of doing things. They follow the right line. They wanted to know if I'm their member. And if I'm their member, they will not do me anything.
But if you are not their member?
They can't say, yes, you run this man. They drove the wife because of you.
That was the allegation against you?
Yes.
Wasn't that Reverend Ekato, blessed memory now, he didn't know all that transpired to get to that point?
First and foremost, when the AA administrative assistant wrote, I am driving your wife for this man to come and replace. We are human beings.
Yeah.
I said just now that he has a right to be anonymous.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But not to the extent as a Christian that he went.
So you're saying he took your name to...
Oh, wait.
To harm you?
Yes.
Because according to him, you...
And that not only to harm me, that I should not spend more than a night alive in a way. But fortunately to me, I was staying in the captain's house in Okpobazoaye, that's 9 months. The man know me as small teacher. He know me anything that concerns native thing or not religious, you don't see me in it. So when they got there now, he told them, no, this man is not our member. But he will not wait and see that this his roof cannot protect somebody in his house. And as such, they should go and grab black charcoal and give to the headmaster meeting. Scatter taken that. They have already taken out. It's the same thing you say in the church now. Miracle that is no miracle. So they left. They now called me. I was still in Abraka. That's what moved me out of Abraka. Because if I'm not in the classroom, they will terminate me.
Yeah.
Whereas while there, I was still receiving my salary. So he warned me. I look at him. I said, this man want to cause trouble between two Christians. I didn't believe him. He looked at me and said, I know you didn't believe him. But all I will tell you, I don't know if it's only my members he approach. Please, don't sleep. That's okay. Not that I believe. I went there early with bicycle. By 7, I was already in a way. I went straight to his house. The way he received me, I said, that's too much. I said, so that devil wanted to cause trouble between me and my Christian brother. I went to the class. He gave me the class. It was, we were almost going to close it. So after 12, because we closed by 1, I said, this man still warn me, do not sleep. I said, let me see the headmaster. I went to the headmaster because all along I was sending excuses since I didn't report. And when I said, sir, you know I've been sending excuses. He said, yes. I said, I need to see my daughter this night. I said, oh, that's okay. Don't. Please sleep. If you want to go 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, I will allow you to go. My brain
you to reset again because you'll be warned.
6 o'clock, 7, you will allow me to go. Not that I'm still going to teach till now and at 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 when the student will start to come to school. I said, I believe this man. So immediately they knocked the bed to close on my bicycle. I said, tell the headmaster I'm gone. He started running after me. Anyway, which shows there was really something on the ground.
Which means there was a plan to eliminate you that night.
I didn't come home because my things were still in Okobazwai, that is 9 months. I went there. That time, that is now Sopika. Hold meeting 12 midnight. After 11, I went to wake up the Kate. The Kate title that time is now what we call Owele.
Okay.
I went to wake up the Kate. I don't buy. I said, sir, when you are going to meeting today, I will go with you. He looked at me. He said, no. I said, why? He said, any person will get trouble. They do not accept him in the society. I said, now trouble I get. You saved my life. You are telling me how to be a good Christian. And I want to join you in what you are worshiping. You are saying I have trouble. I said, I don't have trouble. So I said, you don't want to go. I went to stay outside. Immediately he came out with the oil lamp where they take a escorter. I followed him. When he got there, he went inside to call the elders. Say, see the trouble when you get to. He tell this man or small teacher, say somebody will get trouble, they know they accept. When I now say my, the people say they will initiate me.
So that's how you became
I became a member with man in 1962.
Okay, I'll come to that point much later. You've also been a military officer, you've been a sports developer.
Thank
you
you.
being
Yes,
a businessman.
yes.
Yeah. So what were the values that helped you to be able to function at this level?
Thank you. Since I left Abraka, I had photography brain, and I started buying books that I read, essay books and so on, and I got my advance in bookkeeping and accountancy. So in 1966, March 66, and I joined the police. Later, Bayagon, who was assistant commissioner here from Osen, was my squad mate. I was their father. This man who was in charge of security, he was commissioner or deputy commissioner under AIG, Ishama, was also my squad mate. I got the best batting in 66 squad or 22 squad in police. When the war broke out, they asked for accountants. Because of my certificate, I applied. I was not even a lance corporal in the police. They look at the certificate, they value it, and they gave me a warrant officer class 2.
In the army?
In the army.
So that's how you moved from police to
the
army. Interesting.
Warrant officer class 2, class 1. If you are getting promotion, you go to full lieutenant straight. It will not take you 2 years, you go to captain. So I was employed. I served under Lieutenant Bello as the paymaster 2D. When they now saw my intelligence, they made me officer in charge 2D traveling claim. That is, any other rank going on leave, his paper
must pass
through me. From Asaba to Sokoto, like this. I made my name. You know why I left so sorry. I've not told you about my family life. Let me just brush it. That in the end, 7 women born for me. 6 were under this roof.
So that means you are a polygamist.
Serious one. even with Ababa, when I loved him when he was in South Africa, I talk. I said, "See waiting, I see waiting." He said, "They did not play." I said, "Baba, I thought I will learn
from you.
Polygamous things. I don't know you are the one to learn from me." So, like I said, if any major general also chase a girlfriend, I will say it's W1 in Masoge, a girlfriend. Whereas Nala, and now I say, if this thing come, na trouble I did. So when the car cool, the car then were all my boys.
Wow.
Happened. Now I say, the senior officers who don't like me can
set you up with this.
Set me up. Now right. They didn't even allow me to go. My boys went to take my paper away from Army headquarters. Like this former senator, Ali Mekena. He was my corporal.
Wow.
I sent him to Auchi. While in Auchi, I was paying salary. When he came, I promoted him as sergeant. He was already a staff sergeant before I left.
Wow.
So, or DVD Papa.
That's one.
Was under me.
So, at what rank did you, leave?
W1.
Wow. Wow.
That's the father of the army.
Wow.
But if it's in real military, not tradesmen,
yeah,
it will be called regimental sergeant major.
Okay.
RSM. But as a tradesman,
yes,
warrant officer class 1.
Growing up as a child, I mean, judging from the background that you came from, I mean, you literally trained yourself in modern school, doing sales, doing business to support yourself and all of that. What would you say are the values, the virtues, the principles of life that you imbibed? And you also didn't talk about your parents, because hearing you say you have to work your way to go to school, do trades and stuff like that. Can you give us insight into that?
Thank you. My mother left me and the other 2 children in 1946.
When she left you, what do you mean by
left? My father.
Okay.
To marry another person.
Okay.
But the children, she gave birth to another 7 children. I trained all.
Interesting.
If you were in my birthday that day, you will see the person who prayed, Jesoba Agona. I trained him in Arewele, which is now Western Boys. From there, when I moved to Ibadan posting in 1971, I took him along to do HSC in Loyola College. When he left there, I looked for chance for him in UI. You know what UI is that time?
Yeah.
He ran home and wrote me a nasty letter. Those who are not as rich as yourself send their brothers to overseas. You are sending me to UI. I said, okay, go and bring paper. He went to bring. And I trained in Florida State University full time for 4 years. Not to talk of the others. I trained all. You saw my birthday if you were there that day. I have 13 children in overseas. Those who are here, number 5 from number 4 woman Yoruba is a professor in Uniben here and HOD in UBTH. Number 7 is number 2 staff in NYSC Edo State. Number 11 assistant director NAPTEP. Number 13 is a CEO in one of the Elumelu establishment. Number 17 is the super leader of APC when I'm super leader of PDP in my local government. Number 18 from number 6 woman, Isha woman, is a bank manager, First Bank in Lagos. Number 24 is now they are posting him now. Up to 2 months ago, he was the PRO immigration to the number 24. He has masters. I trained all my children.
Fantastic.
Because I didn't have that opportunity. And in short, what motivated me to be training people close to me and to be friendly is that I took oath, personal oath, that as I suffer, if I see any person suffer and not help him, may God punish me. So I'm like that. If you ask people, even Christmas, I do Christmas for more than 600 people every year. Not that I'm too rich, but I vow that I must help people.
All right, thank you very much. It's been a very, very interesting conversation today on the program Icons with our guest, Owe Dixon Imasoge, who incidentally is a community leader, a party leader, a businessman, a philanthropist, a former teacher, and former police and army officer. Interestingly, I've seen a lot of people in this category who actually started out their life as a teacher. One of them is somebody he's consistently referred to as his father and his mentor, talking about our father, the Isama of His Excellency Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osama Wigbininto, CFRCO, and who incidentally was also a teacher before he also became a police officer, and then the rest is
We
history.
are cousins, also from the mother side.
Wow, fantastic. I want to thank you again for creating this time for us to have this interface with you. And we wish you the very, very best, particularly with your new age. It's a prayer that you continue to age in grace and with grace. Thank you very much.
Thank you for thanking me.
That's our package for today on the program Icons. We hope you enjoyed the program. Be sure to join us. We'll bring you a fresh episode of the program. And I'm Sonny Duke Okosun, thanking you for staying with us. Have a lovely day ahead. Bye for now.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
The new Ejong expressed excitement as they danced and rejoiced before the Esama of Benin, Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osawori Benedion, who also joined in the dance. As visiting and paying of homage to various homes of senior elders continued, the initiates spent 7 days performing diverse kinds of rites as required by tradition. They were furnished with rules and regulations regarding their new office as Edion.
That I grew up in this community to the point that they have now also chosen me as an elder in this community. It's a thing of great joy. All thanks to the Esama of Benin, my people, my family, everybody, all Okada community for this great honor. I am very, very grateful.
Well, this is my brother. I'll call him my uncle because he grew up with my father. I'm so proud of him because we are doing the same rituals as the Edions of the Okada. It is our duty for us to make this place a greater place, for outsiders to come and see the goodness of God in Okada. And I'm proud of every one of us here. So shall it be to each and every one of us in Jesus' name.
Waya wawesu Odion ni ma Okada zima Esama zima Odion Ebuna zima Odion Obala zima Odion Marawe Mahari Owe Sama Odion na ni ma do pon mi sama ni ma do gbe ken ni sama e ma Odion wa re na Esama ma gbe ken ne osabo obuyo bi to ne baba no get on ni maga no dia mi maga me ma ni do gbe ken ne de na ima ya fe ima ato o ima agbon o oro pa ewu dori ima ati awo re ne o be ti agbon ya no we mi maga me ni just ko sino mi afa
in Esama in our father's house in respect of our initiation to elders Edion level. As tradition demands, we are here today to come and also pay our homage to him, also for him to also pray for us for long life and prosperity.
The climax after 7 days was paying of homage again to the Odion way, where he gave the initiate the full rights to function and to henceforth participate in meetings with Edion. It will go down in the history and minds of Okada community, Ovia people, Edo State, and Nigeria in general. The ambience, style, and the colorful ceremony associated with the 2025 initiation into the Edion Council of former Governor of Edo State, Chief Lucky Nosakari Benedion, his brothers Bright Ayamekwe Benedion, Honorable Charles Osenwige Benedion, Peter Osawori Benedion, Dr. Fred Osawuni Benedion, Barrister Mike Osane Igbenedion, Executive Director Operations, ITV and Radio, Chief Elder Gwede Onwonse, Honorable Efosa Douglas Igbenedion, Ukponwa Igbenedion, Osawe Igbenedion, Edosa Igbenedion, Dr. Daniel Omorige Igbenedion, as well as Agbong Steve Igbenedion, among other sons of Okada.
ITV, certainly the best.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
Hello everyone, it's another day, beautiful one at that, for the program Woman to Woman. Young girls nowadays face a lot of challenges, so much that sometimes you begin to wonder, is it a crime to be a girl? Is it a crime to be a lady? But it is what it is. You're a girl, so let's live with it. So today we want to look at helping girls overcome some challenges that they face in life, helping young girls to navigate some of the challenges. We cannot talk about all of the challenges that girls face, too numerous, and these few minutes will just not be enough to talk about all of them. So let's just pick it a little bit, bits from here, bits from there, and then see how we can help our girls. Our young girls are going through a lot, particularly in this age and time. So joining me to talk about this topic is a counselor, a beautiful woman, and you will love her, you will love her. So please join me to welcome Counselor Sharon Ekele. She is from Ekele, right?
Yeah,
I got it.
Yes,
So she's a counselor from the Counseling Center, University of Benin. So nice to have you join us.
Thank you.
You're looking good, looking sharp.
So
All right, so Councillor Sharon, I know you deal with a lot of young girls because I've come to your office, I've seen what you do, and I'm like, wow, these people are doing quite a lot for the young girls, okay? So now, let's look at some of the problems that young girls face in this life, in any environment that they find themselves. The problems are the same, but the way each of us respond to these problems are quite different. So how do we respond to issues facing us? So let's start with this one now, the one that is everywhere, the social media thing. You know, young girls suffer a lot as a result of what they see on social media, comments people make about them, comments people make about other girls, some very traumatizing things that they see. And some of them can withdraw, or some of them can just decide to do otherwise. So how can a young girl build confidence and self-esteem in a social media-driven society?
yeah, thank you so much for that question. Yeah, this social media of a thing has really caused a whole lot of damages. Even though there is a good aspect, but I've come to find out that I think the negative aspect is more than even the
positive.
Yes, positive aspect regarding the well-being and the mental state of every individual, particularly the young girls out there. They face bully, they face, as in they talk them down. You find out that some of them have been spoken to in a manner that at the end of the day they just burst into tears. Some will come to me, so like, somebody said this in maybe in TikTok about my look, oh, that I'm shabby, I'm looking ugly, I'm not fine. You still if you want
and it get to them.
Yes, it get to them. So like, oh, so you too, you say you did social media, how many followers you get, who they comment for your page, and it gets to them.
But you know, some people are bad. Yes. Some persons are just bad.
Yes. So, and it gets to them so much, and it starts affecting them mentally. So how will one, especially these young girls, help themselves? The first thing is, ask yourself, why am I on social media?
Okay.
Why am I out there? Is it for people validation? Is it to impress people? Or am I here to impact people, impact life? I think recently, I noticed that people have been complaining that like, this social media and the also is free, this one is whatever. But so that's what I was like, I just commented one day on somebody that was always talking about it. I was like, I'm here on this page to impact lives. So even though I don't get the comments, I don't get the likes or whatever, but I know that there must be one person my message has impacted positively.
Okay.
And has transformed positively. So that is the first thing we need to put, these young girls need to put at the back of their head.
Having a positive mindset.
Why am I here on social media? Then learn to just unfollow those that are making you feel insecure, making you feel insignificant out there. So you must not follow them back to back and want to be exchanging words. So if you feel you are not so comfortable with what this person is saying to you day in, day out, you unblock the person. So learn to know that social media life is fake. A lot of fake out there.
Okay.
No, it's not real. A lot of unreal life is out there.
You know why I'm laughing? I remember a comment somebody made on my page. I was just doing my own thing, dancing, and he said, "Who be this will do myself?"
Exactly. You just imagine that kind of.
And I just laughed. Then I asked the person, "Who bring you come here?" I was just having fun because the comment he made really made me laugh. But for some person, it will affect them. And we also know that this comment, this backlash and all of that affects their mental health. Because I've been opportunity to talk to a girl who I saw somewhere smoking. I was like, "Why are you on this?" And she said, "Oh, auntie." I said, "I'm not your auntie. I'm old enough to be your mommy. Don't auntie me. Address me properly. Why are you on this?" And she was like, she's on social media and somebody said that, you know. So it affects their mental health. So how can they push forward to make sure that this does not get to their head at all? Because you have said they should block the person, they should follow the person, all of that. It's very hard for them to want to do that.
Because you know, some persons, they think of, they are so afraid of losing their followers. That is one thing, because they'll tell you, "Oh, followers is important," or comments, whether negative or positive, the more it comes, the more money you are making, let it flow and all that. So if you are not mentally fit, I tell people there are some places you don't need to be. Because at the end of the day, you will break down. So a person, okay, let's take that comment for example. The person say, "Waiting this old woman they do for you," or stuff like that and everything. So, and you are not mentally fit on your own, you are struggling mentally, and such words comes to you. You find that before you know, you are draining. This is a damaged person that have ended up coming to damage you more.
I think that's the right word. It's damaged people that come to comment all those wrongful things.
So they feel fulfilled when they do such things. They are happy.
Just to hurt somebody.
Yes, just to hurt somebody and see what so sometimes I get some comments like that, I get some things like that. So I just ignore, I just smile and laugh. But not everybody can take it. So that's why I said the first thing, if you know you are battling mentally, you can't take some comments, you can't take some things you see on social media.
Avoid it.
Yes, avoid it. Sometimes I just say take a break of social media. Just take a break. go and unwind, reset your brain, seek professional help to help you build your mental state. Then when you are coming back, you now understand humans.
You are ready for it. Yes. Okay, another challenge I know young girls face is a relationship thing. How to draw boundaries, how to recognize a toxic relationship, even when they see all of the signs glaring. I don't know what pushed them into such a relationship. So the question is, how can girls navigate relationships and set boundaries with friends and their partners? Because we have come to also realize that it is not only male partners that some of them have. Some have female partners too. And some have their dolls as their partners. What is going on in the minds of young girls nowadays? So talk to us about how they can navigate relationship and then set boundaries among friends and then those they are in a romantic relationship with.
Self-confidence is a very important aspect in the life of every individual.
Okay.
By the time you don't have self-worth, self-confidence, self-awareness, self-love, you find out that you will continue to absorb and take in toxic. And you keep telling yourself, oh, he loves me. He's the only person that has shown me love.
You must have talked to a lot of girls.
Yes. But in any other person who like, what do they worry this one? They are beating you blue, black every day. He's insulting you and you say the person loves you. It's not the fault of that person.
Okay.
Because that young girl has lacked love all her life. And boom, somebody from nowhere comes up
to come and show you love,
pretending to love you, accepting you, and you think it is love. So how will such girls help themselves? The first thing a girl needs to do is love yourself. I think my Bible says you can't say you love the other person if you don't love your own self.
Okay.
So self-love first before you start thinking of somebody else. So by the time you love yourself, appreciate yourself, as I heard this, so for example, maybe as I'm still a young girl, I love my skin so much, I appreciate my skin. I don't want anything hot to touch me. So by the time I see you are too hot, excuse you, please, I find my way. Then you have friends that you know, they are girls now, they want to compete with each other. Then you want to now you want to meet up to them. They're like, hold my bag, you know, you don't fit in. After all, you don't have human hair, you don't whatever. And so what are you doing in our midst? So just be following us out. The question you should ask yourself, what am I doing here? You can only take that because you don't believe in your own self. You don't love yourself. So by the time you love yourself, appreciate yourself, you have self-awareness of yourself, you find out that you don't want to be where people don't accept you, don't love you, you are not welcome. You always want to set your boundaries, want to like, okay, I find out that this person is not it, so Joy, stay your own, let me stay my own. I do it. I do it. There are times
but that power of assertiveness is what most girls don't have. And I don't know how that can be instilled in a girl to say, girlfriend, you are enough. Just you the way you are, you're just enough. And then have that power to say no and mean it. That, okay, this is no, this is no. But it's hard for some girls. So I know as a counselor, you must have met one or two girls like that.
Yes, a lot of them. I've met a lot of them. Like I said earlier, it all boils down to the mindset, upbringing also, and the environment. So if you are from a home that your parents have always battered you, looked down on you, see nothing good in you, and you find yourself in an environment, it clicks.
So parents have a role to play in all of this.
Then religious bodies also have, there are some pastors that talk down on their members.
I will not go to that church again.
So by the time maybe my mother has said not you good for nothing, or father has said it, then you go to church, your religious leader is saying it. So it becomes acceptable to that person. Yes, it becomes acceptable that is the fact. If my mother can say this, can say that is the fact.
That is who
yes,
I am.
But so they start absorbing it and start living with it. So the first thing I do as a therapist is to unlearn. To all you've absorbed.
You should just
start putting them. Is that how you see your own self? So start building affirmation words for you. So those words every morning, every day start like, oh Sharon, you're beautiful. You know you're special.
Why you not talking this way? You're beautiful. You're using your own name.
So do you know there is none, you are specially created. Outside you there is no other.
So you see that to yourself. That's big and that's beautiful.
To tell you how bad such words does to people. I have a young girl, a client. Even when I told her, stand in the mirror, what do you see? She said, I'm seeing a monster with two big horns, a long nose, like a devil. I'm like, is that what you see? He said, yes, that is what
she has been made to believe.
So it's time. So with time, we start unlearning what that person has absorbed.
Negative energy.
Thoughts inside the person, and start building a positive mindset. So at that period, such persons should stay away. Just stay away from what you know triggers you. Things you know that makes you feel less of yourself. If it's a partner, a friend, just stay away. If it's the environment, stay away from that environment until you are healed. So when you are healed mentally, when you know your well-being is okay, you can now stand and face the world. And then you will know how to set good boundaries and stand firm on those boundaries.
Wow, that's fantastic, Sharon. All right, at this point, we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we will continue with our talk on today's program. Stay tuned. Alright, we're here again and ready to make you happy on the program Woman to Woman, and I am with Councillor Sharon. Alright, Councillor Sharon, we were talking about girls believing in themselves, you know, speaking positively to themselves, waking up in the morning, and all of that is good. But even with all of this, we are seeing girls who are neck deep into BBL. Okay, their breast is not big enough, their butt is not okay, they are removing ribs to have thinner waist and all of that. They are doing hookup, not because they are hungry, but they just want to do this BBL thing. The microblading and all of that. A young girl want to do all of that. Why would a young girl want to alter the way she looks if she's normal?
Thank you so much for that. Yeah. Like you use the word issues normal.
Yes, why would you want to alter the way God created you?
Boils down to lack of self-esteem in oneself.
This self-esteem now, big thing.
Now very big thing. Self-esteem is very big. How does to say this when enhancing one's body? I remember, if you see my university pictures, like I
want to see those pictures.
What is this?
I want to see those pictures.
At the time, sometimes
were you bigger or smaller or how?
I don't know the word.
Okay, like this.
everything.
Like this, letter one.
More
like
than
this.
letter one. So I think that period, there's this movie that came out, Lekma Shandi.
Okay.
And I schooled in UI. So, apparently they were calling me Lekma Shandi. That is what they call me then in school. So sometimes you hear some people like, you should say, no, this one don't get HIV.
Can you imagine?
So for me to like,
that means you were very, very letter one.
So there was one time someone said, you know, there's some thing, you know, when somebody is slim, it will be so fine, you will love it. But this one, I don't even understand. This kind of this thing. So what did that one?
How did that get to you?
Yeah, it got to me, and I started taking drugs to
add weight.
To add weight, I was not taking drugs to add weight, so that like look, you are so fine. Look at your boobs, see your hips, see your whatever. And so you feel fat. You not say you go feel fat like this. So, but inside of me, I knew what I was taking, what I was doing. But at the end of the day, it affected me negatively at the end of the day, because my bone, it was not created to carry the kind of weight
you had.
I was supposed to be carrying. So then I won't say, and I will blame myself, because then I was still in the healing process. But now, whether I fat or sometimes they're like, you don't do the thing, no, yeah, you not confine again. So now you don't do the fat, so it's none of my business anymore.
You're just okay the way you are.
I love myself the way I am. So because most of these girls don't appreciate themselves, they end up indulging in BBL. So there was a thing I was just asking myself, okay, everybody microblading, everybody they microblade. So I want my thick lips. It's a trend. Oh, like you say, slim.
Okay, people now want thicker lips.
Yeah, thick
like
lips.
pomo lips.
Yeah, pomo lips and all that and everything. Then pink lips and everything and all that. Then later, you now see these same people again, they'll start removing everything. They'll say, no, now this one they rain now and all that. So why stress yourself over a trend, over what we always live out of fashion one day?
And the consequences are all there. I saw somebody whose BBL got burst, and then she said she started smelling. You know, everywhere she enters without all of that.
I saw that story.
Then they now started trying to remove all of those things again and all of that. Why bother?
Because people just want to just want validation, and they just want people to be appealing to people. So I give you an example of myself. I wasn't doing it for myself.
But you were doing it for people's
people. Yes, for people. Yes, when they just keep quiet. When they just keep quiet. I was doing it for people. But at the end of the day, I was the one that was that suffered. Yes, these people are not there to suffer with me. So that is one. So by the time you just accept yourself, love yourself the way you are. So because there are some persons who tell you, oh, I think my children, the younger one and the elder daughter, when they stand, you think they greet the younger one before the
I get it. Your senior daughter took after you. I get it.
So then the other one has hip, bust, everything, and she's always telling it on the face of her elder sister. Sometimes she'll go and shake the buttons in her face. Like other cars, say, don't mind her, don't worry, you are beautiful the way you are. You are pretty the way you are. This is how God has created you. So appreciate yourself, love yourself. Don't just look at what she's having and all that. Very soon you
just be comfortable in your skin.
Yes. So by the time people seek such help to build their self-esteem, their self-confidence, it goes a long way in the life of such persons.
All right, Sharon, you've said so much, and I've learned quite a few too. What's your parting statement now as we round up?
Yeah, as we round up, tell young girls out there, love yourself. Like I always say, which I said before, self-love does not mean you are selfish.
Okay.
Before you can say you love the other person, you need to love yourself first. Then learn to appreciate yourself. Then always affirm yourself. Say good things about yourself. If somebody has said you are useless, the question you should ask yourself, am I really useless?
Okay.
So if you find yourself in a toxic relationship, it's not love.
Okay.
Flee if you can, and be where somebody will love you, respect you, appreciate you the way you are.
Okay.
Then if you have friends that are talking down on you,
you
change,
flee.
Yeah, flee. Change
Flee.
your, yes, flee. Change your friends.
All right, Councillor Sharon, thank you so
Yeah.
much for finding time to be
Thank
with us on
you.
our show. I really enjoyed
Appreciate
myself.
it.
As
Thank
a
you.
parent, please always ask your daughters this question. Is anybody out there making you feel small or little? Whatever answer that daughter gives to you, please try. Particularly if she says, yes, there's somebody out there making her feel small. From everything that we have talked about today, do you still need me to tell you that you have to cancel that daughter of yours? That is for you to answer. We'll see you again on the program next week. Bye-bye.
ITV, certainly the best.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
afternoon and welcome to another amazing edition of Itches and Voices, and happy Good Friday to all our listeners and viewers at home. My name is Mamidu Rebecca and I'm the host for Itches and Voices today. And Itches and Voices is brought to you by NAVVID, Network for the Advancement of People with Visible Disability, a non-governmental organization that advocates for persons with disabilities here in Edo State. And today we'll be starting a series on a very important conversation, a conversation that is affecting everybody currently in Nigeria, from those using public transport to people that have private cars, even artisans and those that have their personal business. It is the matter of the fuel hike in Nigeria currently. And to do justice to our hearing impaired community, we have Mrs. Cynthia Godwin-Aya, our sign language interpreter for today. And our guest is a very familiar face in the studio. It's Melody Omosan Esquire, the Executive Director of NAVVID. Welcome, sir, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, and happy Good Friday to you and listeners and viewers out there.
Thank you very much, sir. So we'll dive right into the conversation, but I'd like for us to start on a broader aspect. What would you say is how would you say is the current economic reality of Nigeria today?
Well, thank you very much. Like you said, we are looking at the hike in the fuel price, and directly that is affecting Nigerians in every sector. We agree with me that fuel is not just an energy thing, it's the engine of our economy, and it affects all sectors. And once there is a hike of that particular commodity, it has a way of triggering the hike in every other goods and services. There's always a ripple effect when there is a fuel hike. Maybe we want to also situate the conversation properly to note why the fuel hike. Recall at the beginning of this administration, on the first day of the 29th of May 2023, His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, pronounced there that subsidy is gone. And so there was an immediate response in the hike of fuel, and with its attendant consequences on the economy. But we have since stabilized from that shock. But what is happening presently, giving rise to the fuel increment, is the ongoing war in the Middle East. If you like, the three-state war, Iran, Israel, and the United States of America. And the Strait of Hormuz, which is an international sea route, which is within the nautical control, about 21 miles in Iran. The space, the wideness of that strait is just about 21 miles, and it is within the contiguous zone of Iran. Iran has effectively shut it down, saying that no international shipping will be allowed on that route because of the war, except with its clearance. It's reported that 20% of fuel, gas, and diesel do pass through daily, that route, and that haven't been effectively closed. There is now a demand that is higher than the supply internationally. And even though Nigeria is an oil-producing country, because fuel and its prices, crude oil is traded internationally, the effect is also coming to us. So that's what is giving rise presently to the fuel hike. And of course, you agree with me that in some places, the cost of buying a liter of petrol, the motor spirit, PMS, motor petroleum motor spirit has gone as much as 100% in some area. Fuel today ranges between 1,200 and 1,500 depending on your location in the country. And once there is a rise in the price of fuel, it affects every area of the economy.
Okay, and you made mention of the crisis in the Middle East being the main reason why the fuel hike is happening again currently after the fuel subsidy was removed in 2023 by our president.
Yes.
So how would you rate the experience right now? Do you think it should be happening now, or the effect we're having right now is coming way too sudden?
Well, Nigeria is not insulated from the international community. And so once there is a disruption of crude, the supply of crude, we are seeing the immediate effect. Howbeit, that ordinarily should not be. One, since we are an oil-producing country. And secondly, if only we have some control, we have strategic reserve, and we are able to respond to shock when disruptions like this occur. At NABID in 2023-2024, between the month of November and 2023 and April 2024, we embarked on a research, the Resilient Net, empowering adaptivity and inclusivity for persons with disabilities in emergency during that first cycle of the rise of fuel, to study the effect it had on persons with disabilities. It was discovered that it's 3 times more disadvantaged and disproportionately affects persons with disabilities. And at the end of that research, certain recommendations were made for which, if government had responded adequately, measures would have been put in place to at least cushion the effects, so that it does not immediately begin to have a toll on Nigerians, and not to talk of persons with disabilities. Everyone seems to be vulnerable, but there are those who are more vulnerable, who are 3 times more disadvantaged and disproportionately affected by this hike in price. So to answer you straightly, it's now that we are not even importing refined product, because thank God, as at 2023, when we had the first removal of fuel subsidy, the Dangote refinery has not come on board upstream. But today, Dangote is able to meet our local needs and is even exporting refined products to other African countries. And I think that government should have been able to, on the general note, see that Nigerians are somewhat insulated, and at least this may not last for too long. We are not asking for a return or reintroduction of subsidy, but this is what government should have been able to handle within the next 2-3 months, why this lasts, why this crisis, international crisis, happens, so that Nigerians are kind of protected. If Dangote still gets crude oil from the NNPC at the pre-war dollar rate, I'm sure government would have reached that understanding that, look, we are going to maintain the supply to you, whereas we will respond internationally to the demand of the international market. But as far as you are concerned and you are refining for the use of Nigerians, we will give you the pre-war rate, and so let not Nigerians suffer any increment. But that has not happened. It's affecting everyone, and like I said, persons with disabilities are worse hit by this.
So let's bring this back home more. So how will you say, or what will you say is the effect being faced by persons with disability that maybe an average Nigerian might not know about? So take us more into the effect, or what persons with disabilities are facing currently due to the fuel hike.
All right, thank you very much. Again, like I said, energy is fuel hike. It's not just an energy issue. It's a social. It affects every area of our life, economically, socially, and even medically. And we depend on fear. The reality is that we depend on fear daily. Sometimes we may not know it directly, but the truth of the matter, everything we do will depend on fear. Whether directly, if you want to have fear to run your business, to power your plants or generator, you buy fear at a higher cost, means that it's a higher cost of getting that goods or service out to the customers, and that will reduce their power to engage, power to purchase. If you talked about commuting from one place to the other, once the price of fare is hiked, transporters are bound to raise their fares. And for persons with disability, without the hike of fare, they spend much more than others without disabilities to commute from one place to another. I've often posited the reality that an employee with disability, for instance, would need, instead of following the general vehicle, for entering taxi or bus to get to his or her workplace, we normally rely on chartered vehicles because of his or her disabilities that will pick him or her from home and drop them off at their workplace at a higher cost. That cost now is going to go up. What about those who go around with an aid? So if it will cost you the hike to transport you and your aid at 3,000 per a short kilometer, and it's now doubled, whereas there is no correspondent increase in your revenue, it's already a toll, a burden. So you see that for persons with disabilities, that needs to transport themselves and their aid or rely on chartering of vehicles, the price is immediately hiked for them, and there is no safety net to cushion this effect. I'm not even sure that generally government has rolled out any palliatives, put in place any cushioning effect for Nigerians, not to talk of persons with disabilities. Those that run businesses is affecting them. Those that need to seek, so when you spend much in transportation, it means that it will also now affect the places that you go. You do not just go anywhere that you want to go. You pick where you want to go. Some people will even stop going for social events. The research we did that I mentioned 3 years ago, I was just looking at that before this program, and where it found out that because of the hike of price, about 60% of the respondents in that research said they no longer go out except to places of worship, and when they are invited and they are sure they are going to get a transport reimbursement. Others, 40%, say they don't even go out at all. When there's little money because you have to spend so much on transportation, it compromises your health. You no longer so it's the effect is just all over. But I think that something needs to be done to ensure that there is some form of stability, and persons with disability, in spite of the hike, are able to function in the system.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. You made mention of the project that you did at NAB with ResilientNet, if I'm correct.
Yes.
So please, can you tell us more about that project, and was it very involved in FOE and the FOE hike as of that time? Can you tell us more about the project?
Well, it was a research to find out firsthand at the removal of subsidy then affected PWDs, persons with disabilities. There was a key informant interview where those who were in charge of providing services to persons with disabilities across ministry, department, and agencies of government were were interviewed. There was also a focus group across the 3 senatorial districts of the state, going to Auchi, Ekpoman, and here in Benin City. About 60 households were also visited across the 3 senatorial districts to find out the impacts of this fuel subsidy removal. And I tell you that the findings were very staggering. And it was that bad that people with disabilities consider it very frustrating, critical, and some persons even were entertaining suicidal thoughts at that time, because businesses literally crumbled. Parents have to withdraw their children from school. People went as low as 1 meal a day, with parents keeping their meals for their children and all that. Parents who have children with disabilities withdrew them from school, saying that they do not have the resources to cater for their children without disabilities, not to talk of those with disabilities. So it was that bad. And it was part of the reason we very strongly pushed for a disability law and commission, that we begin to put protection policies in place for persons with disabilities. Once there is an emergency, this is something that has happened. We must be prepared. There must be shock absorber, if you like. Government must put in place things to respond to shock. Where is our strategic reserve? American can boast today that they have the highest oil reserve. Just yesterday, when Trump had addressed America, he was boasting that they do not even rely on oil from the Middle East. And so what is happening in the Strait of Hormuz does not directly affect Americans, because they have their reserve. What are we doing? Should anything that happens in the world immediately begin to boomerang on Nigerians and persons with disabilities for that matter? I think that we can act differently and begin to know that eventualities like this are bound to happen. If this has lasted, this war has lasted up to a year, and we begin to see what is happening now, we will take it that, oh, because it was prolonged, but not to have an answer because there was there's a crisis somewhere miles away from our shores, and we are already, because they are sneezing there, we are already catching cold here, and speaks of lack of planning and preparedness on the sides whose responsibilities are to look after the welfare of Nigerians.
Oh, thank you very much, sir, for that. So I would like to ask, do you think that the day-to-day decision of the government, do you think when they make this decision, they have persons with disabilities in mind, or you think they are being overlooked when it comes to the day-to-day decisions of the government?
Well, it's just what I'm speaking to. First of all, about the decision they make. This is an emergency, if you like. Let me say, because I'm not sure at the time the 2026 budget was prepared, government saw this coming. So this, no doubt, is an emergency. But I wouldn't know, I'm not aware of any program or plan government has specifically for persons with disabilities in response to this emergency. I think for now, Nigerians should have even have been seeing, it would not have been out of place for government to say this is what they are doing for Nigerians. This is how, even for workers that have to go to work every day, this is what they want to do for them. If even means taking a day or two off for them to reduce the number of days they come to work, for those who can work remotely, and provide the means, engage them to work. It's not as if the work should not be done, but just to respond to what is happening. If that is not happening nationally, I'm not aware of what they are doing for persons with disabilities specifically. Yeah. At least I live in a community, and I'm not aware that the interest of people with disabilities is even being considered in situations like this.
Well, it has been an amazing time in the studio, but we'll be going on a very short break, and when we come back, Melody Omosa Esquire will continue to tell us more on the topic. Welcome back from that very short break. We have Barrister Melody Omosa in the studio with us today, still talking on the issue of fuel hike in Nigeria and its current effect on persons with disability. So before we went on this break, we were talking about how there should be and a shock absorber, in your words, in case of emergencies like this. Okay, sir, since we're already in the situation right now, you made mention of how probably we could reduce maybe the days that persons with disability come for work, for instance, as a way to control, since we already have the problem of the fuel hike, as a way to control it now. So are there more things you think you would want to suggest for the government to do to control the, since it's already here and it cannot be prevented, it's already here. So what do you think can be done to make the whole issue of the fuel hike less difficult for persons with disabilities?
Well, government must be ready to invest in persons with disabilities surviving the hike, ability to cope with the hike. That would be a strategic investment in a society that is resilient and diverse and that is inclusive minded, because we have people with disabilities that form part of the polity and the economy, and their contribution cannot be cannot be sidetracked, cannot be overlooked. And it is to that extent that government must roll out measures that will directly address the effects or impact of this hike as it relates to persons with disabilities. One of which would be a direct, like I've already mentioned, and for those who are working, see how government can consider giving them optional days to come to work, or put in place ability to work remotely. Government also can consider giving some stipends in terms of rebates for fare. If government wants to introduce to say, okay, why this last, government is going to subsidize, and this is not just for persons with disability who are working, but people who are also in businesses with disability. Once they have their record, this is what the much we will do to subsidize the impact of this fare hike for persons with disabilities. And of course, for those who are not employed, who are not working, you must know and agree with me that the burden is even tripled on them, because ordinarily they would depend on people to assist them. Such persons that they depend on are already stressed by the economy, and so it will be important for such unemployed persons with disabilities to be empowered either with a skill that will help them to have their own work, or where they have the requisite qualification, government should ensure that they are employed. Something must be put in place that targets persons with disability, that will help them to be resilient, and that will help them to go through this shock that is happening. Government must mitigate the shock as it affects persons with disabilities.
Thank you very much, sir. It has been an exciting time in the studio today. And like the barrister mentioned earlier, it would be nice if the government meets persons with disability, even if it's halfway, if it's by reducing the days of the days they have to show up at work, or providing stipends to help contain the current fare hike and how it's affecting persons with disability. Like I said, it's been an exciting time in the studio today. I want to say thank you very much to those that are watching us at home, and to our listeners that are following us at the radio. And happy Good Friday again. Thank you for joining us. And remember, spot the itch and be a voice. Till next week.
This is ITV.
Certainly.